Hello, everyone. Welcome to Swinging for the Fences. We have a great show set up for you guys today. I'm joined here to my right with Jason Lee, and to the bottom, we got Ben Valiant. What is going on, gentlemen? Everyone tuning in. I hope you are having a fantastic Sunday night. Guys, how'd the Sunday go, guys? How'd the Sunday go? We'll start with Jason. How'd the Sunday go?
You
Sunday
know,
went well. Did some things outside of the dorm. Other than that, watched some football. Can't go wrong.
you know,
Ben?
today it's the NFL divisional weekend, arguably the best weekend in the sports calendar. So can't complain myself.
100%. And like, guys, I just want to say, first of all, we were spoiled this NFL season. The regular season and the playoffs, just so many all-time classic games we had. Just thrillers to watch, always on the edge of our seat. And we had a fantastic one last night. We had the Broncos taking on the Bills, an overtime thriller with that game. Ben, what are your thoughts on that one?
That Broncos Bills game was electric. I mean, there's so much to unpack with that one. Josh Allen, a turnover machine. It's happened before in the postseason. It happened again. Bo Nix going down. Did you guys realize that he went down? Because I don't think anyone did until after the game. That was an incredible revelation to me. It sucks for Broncos fans, and it now means that the Patriots will very likely advance to Super Bowl 60. Drake May is going to make his first Super Bowl appearance. But that was just a fun game to watch. And that's been the theme of this postseason. Every game has been quality football. Whether you look even at the duds of the postseason so far, like the Sunday Night Football Patriots Chargers and like Houston versus the Steelers last week. Those were two quality football games. So the postseason has been fire. And we got another classic last night.
Definitely so. I mean, the Bo Nix injury came out of nowhere, was not reported till the end of the game. He made it into overtime. I believe it was the second to last play, maybe, that he broke that ankle. It was his right ankle he ended up fracturing, which I really thought after that game, I really thought that we had a real chance at seeing the Broncos in the Super Bowl this season, but now that their stud quarterback is out, it's not like they're going to sign Philip Rivers. I don't think the backup's going to do much. I think it's pretty locked in that we're going to see Drake May and the Pats in the Super Bowl. Jason, what are some of your takeaways from that absolute thriller?
Yeah, I'm with Ben here. No one knew what happened to Bo Nix. I didn't know until one of my buddies that we were watching it with, who was a Broncos fan, started screaming. He chucked his phone and he said, Bo Nix shattered his ankle. I'm like, what do you mean Bo Nix shattered his ankle? I just watched him celebrate on the field. He's going to the AFC Championship. But, I mean, I think, though, Sean Payton's a great coach. I think the offense is there's some holes that need to be filled, but I feel like the defense alone is disgusting. That defense is perfect, if not very close to perfect. I feel like that defense can keep up with New England. I mean, New England in two playoff games, their offense, other than a few bright spots from Drake May and like airing it out, hasn't really looked that strong, if you asked me. I mean, sure, you beat the Chargers, but you only put up one touchdown against the Chargers. Your defense was a lot better than your offense today against Houston. So I don't know. It very well could be a close game. I mean, who knows how Jarrett Stidham does? Jarrett Stidham could play like a preseason quarterback, or Jarrett Stidham could play like Nick Foles from like 8 years ago and lead his team to the Super Bowl. Who knows? We've seen crazier things in the NFL. But I think, though, even if it is the Patriots and Drake May leading the team, I think that team is a very good team. I mean, there's sure that you could say they had an easy schedule. Sure, you could say, I mean, you could look past the game they lost to Geno Smith week 1, but who knows? I mean, the New England Patriots are pretty solid. They're a young team. Stephon Diggs is proven himself. The defense has proven himself. Mike Vrabel, arguably and most likely the coach of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So who knows what we'll see next week. The Denver is home, though. I will say Denver is home. So that could be something to look forward. Maybe Drake May under pressure. Drake May in that environment. I don't know. We'll see. Sean Payton, veteran coach, and maybe Jarrett Stidham does have more years on inexperienced than Drake May does. So who knows? I think it'll be a close game next week. I don't know.
I've got two thoughts on this. First, I don't think the Broncos are out of it yet. They need to lead on their defense. Granted, their defense had a terrible day against the Bills' rushing attack. James Cook absolutely carved them up. But if the defense can do what they did for the majority of this season, and they lean on their defense and they lean on their special teams, and Jared Stidham is just a game managing quarterback, which I think he can be, I don't think the Broncos are out of it. I think Vegas has it at New England -4.5 or something like that, which is a good indicator of what it's going to be. It's not going to be a blowout. So what I'll say is that the Broncos, and if you're a Bronco fan, don't give up all hope yet, because all is not lost. At the end of the day, you are still playing in the AFC Championship, and anything can happen. Next, you said the Patriots defense was maybe not the greatest. I'd like to differ. I think they're a very underrated defense. Granted, they haven't played a bunch of good teams, but I remember that Patriots-Giants Monday Night Football game. That was the game where Jackson Dart got lit up on the sideline, and then Theo Johnson, there was a bunch of pushing and shoving over there. But what I saw from the Patriots defense in that game is that they're a physical, high-intensity group, and if they can get after Stidham and force him to make decisions and force him to make high-intensity plays, that's where the Patriots are going to pull away.
Yeah, I mean, going into the game today, everyone was talking about the Texans defense. Everyone's talking about the superstar defense, but I was over in the back saying this Patriots defense should not be underrated. And the moment that I saw that Christian Gonzalez took the field and that he was healthy and ready to go, I pretty much determined this is going to be a tough matchup for CJ Stroud. You have one of the best cover corners, if not the best cover corner in the game, in Christian Gonzalez.
Hold up, fellas. We got our first call in.
Ooh, we got our first call.
Let's get to that now.
Before.
How's it going, man? What's your name and where are you from?
Chase from Burnsville.
All right, Chase, what do you got for us?
Yeah. Hear me out.
Oh, boy.
Here we go. The dump button's ready, Chase. Spit it out.
Oh, wait. I can't find it. Did the end playoff format in the recent NFL season increase competitive balance, or did it mainly reward top seeds? And if you had to justify your answer using one specific playoff game, one coaching decision, and one player performance from the most playoffs, which examples would you choose and why?
Chase, are you in English class here? I mean, what are you making me actual evidence to answer this question?
God.
I'm gonna pull out ChatGPT 0 and see if that was.
I appreciate the call. I love it though.
The call, of course, but thanks for it. But do you guys even know what he said?
Yeah. He's basically saying, should we be awarding divisional winners to have that higher seed, or should we award teams with the best record, kind of like what the NBA does? And I think his biggest reference to that, or his biggest draw to that, are the Panthers.
The Panthers,
now,
yeah.
The Panthers, I will say, put up an extremely good fight against the Los Angeles Rams, who are playing right now to go to the championship game as we speak. They're still tied 10-10. I feel like we're in 10-10 purgatory right now at Soldier Field. But I kind of get where he's at. That, like, I know maybe a team like the Lions could have snuck in if it was just by record. Because let's just face it, it's obvious that the NFC South is weak. And we knew when it was a toss-up going against the Bucks and the Panthers for that final spot, we knew it was going to be a first-round exit. And granted, the Panthers still put up a very good fight, but deep down we knew that game was over before it started. I guess the argument you can make, if a team like the Lions went up against Matt Stafford and the Rams, could things be different? Would the Tides, and also I think he's saying too, a team like the Rams would have a higher seed because the Rams did not win their division. That's the Seahawks. They won the NFC West. The Rams would have a higher seed due to having a better record. they would have because remember they were on the road playing away in
Right,
Carolina.
yeah.
They would have had a home game. So there's also the home field advantage argument. I think that's kind of what Chase was trying to get at. And Chase, I appreciate the call. What are your guys' thoughts? Should you think there's anything to this question?
Yeah, I posted a video breaking this down on my Instagram at the sportspot_Ben. Shameless plug, I know. But we're going to do it anyway. I'm in the boat that they should do it the NBA style as Kyron Williams punches in for 6 and the Rams take a lead out at Soldier Field. But I'm in the boat of they should do it the NBA style, where the top 7 seeds are in the postseason. Divisions don't really matter for seeding. And the Rams and Panthers are the perfect example of it. I mean, I don't understand how you have sub 500 teams making the postseason when there are other squads that are above 500. It just doesn't make sense to me. And the home game thing, it matters. I know SoFi probably isn't the best example of it, but I'm sure you could point back in the last couple of years and find an example where there's a team with a better home field advantage, per se, that got screwed out of a home game. So I agree with Chase. I don't know what boat he was on, what side he was on, because he kind of just asked the question. But I'm under the opinion that you should be able, the NBA has it right, and division shouldn't really matter.
What we got, Jason?
Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards the same way. I mean, it's kind of complicated because there's a structure. I mean, it kind of like divisions matter, right? Winning your division matters. That's what they're trying to tell you. And it's obviously an eyebrow raiser. The Panthers are the 4 seed, and they were 8 and 9. I mean, if you look at it, even last year, the Vikings were 14 and 3, and they were a 5. Regardless of the result, they were a 5 at 14 and 3. They were a 5, but I don't know. I think it should run that way. And even if it's like home field, I mean, a playoff game at SoFi Stadium. I mean, there's usually a lot more away fans anyway at SoFi Stadium for all Rams games. No, just the Rams fans, but. I don't know. I think it's a tough question because I just don't know, because I think it's like I do agree though. I feel like it should be more structured that way, but like I'm not like unopposed to like if you win your division, you should get the home game. I mean, you should. You worked hard to win the division. You can get your home game. I mean, if it's one and done, it's one and done, but that's not your fault that it's one and done.
I think the worst part for the Rams is that they may have to make the trip cross country. Not about the home field advantage, not about anything like that. They had to travel all the way to Carolina, where the Panthers, who had a worse record, should have had to travel to California. Cross country is difficult to do in the NFL. So that would be my biggest gripe, as if I was a player on the Rams. Obviously, I'm not. But that would be my biggest gripe. And the other thing is the Rams are playing a more difficult schedule. They're playing a tough NFC West 2 times a year, and they're winning more games. Like if you're playing the NFC South, all the teams in that division twice a year, and you're losing more often, you're playing a weaker strength of schedule, and you're less successful. Like that just doesn't make sense to me.
100%. I'm completely on the same boat. Speaking of the Rams, I want to get your guys' thoughts on the game we have going on right now. The Rams just scored, as Ben said. Kyron Williams in for the score. The Bears have it. I can't really see because of the snow. Just the
near midfield.
Yeah,
near midfield.
Just near midfield. They're down by 7. What do you guys see? What are your thoughts on this? As that's nearly intercepted. Who do you guys got winning this game and going to the championship game?
This is right where the Bears want to be. They pull this shenanigans, this strategy every single week where they're down and then they chip away, they fight back, they stay in games, and at the last possible second, they strike. And they're going to do it again tonight. It's 17-10. They are chilling right now. Ben Johnson is like, all right, here we go. Caleb, do your thing. This is where we've been all year. Let's do it one more time. So I'm still confident the Bears are going to come out on top.
I don't know. I don't know how to feel about the Cardiac Bears this year. I feel like, oh, sure, it's action-packed. Yeah, it's great. But, like, eventually their luck is going to run out. When they run into this is not going to work next week in Seattle if they get out of this game. Absolutely not. That's not happening. They are not getting out of Seattle and with some heart attack win, like whatever. This isn't the Pacers from last year where they can do that. This is,
don't bring the Pacers into this.
I'm
Don't
sorry.
do that.
I'm sorry. Wrong show. I forgot we have the East Coast on the other side. Oops. My fault. Ugh. Anyway, but by the way, I'll touch on the Rams right now. Kyron Williams scored, but Devontae Adams got hurt. I don't know if we all realize that. Devontae Adams limped off. He's going to the locker room. So there's that again. But I feel like, though, the Bears, I mean, they're such a great team. I mean, what Ben Johnson did, he completely turned that ship around from a 5-win team to, granted, 11-6 is not, the greatest of records, but for the Bears standard, it's a phenomenal record. And here they are hosting their second and final playoff home game right there. And I don't know clock's ticking right now. You got just about 7 minutes to play. How much you do with the clock is one thing, especially against the Rams. I mean, Matthew Stafford knows how to pull comebacks out of a hat too. But I don't know. I think, though, the Rams, I will say, are the team. If the Bears do not get out of this, I think the Rams 100% can compete with Seattle. I think they are the team that can beat Seattle. They've showed it both times, even though they lost the second time in Seattle. But that game went to overtime and to the wire in overtime. So they can keep up with Seattle's defense, with Seattle's environment and everything. Right. So I think, though, with Chris Shula's defense, the offense is great. Matthew Stafford, we never thought he was going to be 100% this year because he was coming into with back problems. But this is also the Matthew Stafford that proceeded to throw over 4,000 yards and 40 touchdowns this year. So, and the offense looks great. Puka Nacua should be an MVP candidate with the way he's played all year. And that defense is young. That defense is basically developed into a veteran defense. They've only played together for 1 to 2 years, and they're already great. So I think, though, the Rams are the team to beat right now in the NFC, if you ask me. I don't know how Seattle does. Sam Darnold's got to win one more. I can trust Matthew Stafford over Sam Darnold right now. Sam Darnold is great, but Sam Darnold didn't have to do anything last night. So everyone says, oh, Sam Darnold got his way to the NFC Championship. Sam Darnold didn't do anything last night, if you ask me. Kenneth Walker had 3 touchdowns. The defense was the Seattle defense we've seen all year. Rashid Shaheed basically ended the game in 13 seconds. So Sam Darnold really didn't do anything yesterday. So this is Sam Darnold's first real game next week. And if it's against the Rams are out for blood. And the Rams are coming, and I think the Rams honestly could win that game.
Really? Wow. Well, Chase is definitely, I think he's just going in ChatGPT. Give me some big, in-depth questions to ask these guys. This is a baseball question. We're answering now, but going forward, let's save baseball for a little bit of the end of the show when we're tackling baseball. But he said, has the expanded MLB postseason over the last few seasons fundamentally changed what playoff baseball rewards? From elite starting pitching to roster depth and matchup flexibility, support your answer.
No, George, notice when you look at the question, to protect his credibility, he changed your to you are to make it look like he actually wrote
smart.
it.
You can tell
that's actually
he's very well versed.
Brandon Brother is really smart. So who knows? There you go.
But I like I honestly like the expanded MLB postseason. You got teams who are able to go on runs. Baseball, honestly, is the most unpredictable sport, I'd say, just because it's not timed. You got 9 innings. You're not racing against the clock. In football, you got guys, you got teams, they could, if they had a few more minutes, they could try to pull off, but they have unlimited time in baseball. We could be here all night. So it's so unpredictable. A good example of this, the Diamondbacks a few years ago got all the way to the World Series out of nowhere.
Mets.
The 2024 Mets, another perfect example. You have these teams who get fair shots, and I think that 100% is the key. And Chase, it hones on that fact, and I'm a big believer in pitching wins championships. You need to build a good starting rotation if you want to win a championship, and you need a bullpen. The Dodgers had a good rotation ready to go, and they had guys like Roki Sasaki coming out of the bullpen.
The Dodgers
built
are an
that.
otherworldly example though, because their team it's all stars at every position in Georgia. I think
And the Blue Jays.
I
the
would
Blue
love to
Jays.
get into how the Dodgers are breaking the sport of baseball later in this show. I
will.
don't know if we'll do it, but I've got some opinions on that. And I think I want to bring this back to the NFL question that we were answering earlier. Does their format really reward the right teams for their regular season? And with the MLB, I think it's a little different because you're
Yes.
playing a playoff series rather than a playoff game. When you have multiple chances at it, multiple cracks at the same team, I think the right squad is going to come out on top. Where football, the saying is any given Sunday. Any given Sunday, the underdog can make an upset. It doesn't happen as often in baseball. However, like you said, the MLB playoffs are so unpredictable. And how often do we see an underdog get hot at the right time and all the pieces come together in October? So I think baseball has it going the right way. I think eventually they'll add one more wild card team. This way you get the wild card like bracket going that way, or one more division. Whatever. They might add whatever.
Yeah. I mean, I think every offseason you hear it, how they're gonna restructure the MLB, how they're gonna redo all these divisions, how they're gonna change all the teams in the divisions. And we have a question in from Fist Bump Dad. Fist Bump Dad, how you doing? Are the Bears gonna go for 2 if they score here? Wow. Swift tried to hurdle 2 guys. He came up short, forcing forcing a 4th and goal. So if they do, guys, right now there's 3 minutes 30 seconds on the clock, give or take. If they do go for it here, which I think they will, would you go for 2 and make this an 8-point lead? Or excuse me, not an 8-point lead. They're down
A 1
by
point lead.
7. So would you go up by 1 or would
Absolutely
you tie
not.
it?
No way. I don't care how much of the heart attack, cardiac Ben Johnson, whatever he's got on that play sheet. Absolutely not. If this is the real cardiac bear story, they're gonna get the ball back anyway. They're gonna get the ball back with like 30 seconds left and work their magic. So they could score right now and just okay. They score right here.
Pass breakup. Pass breakup.
Okay. So now you got to play defense. So now they're going to get the ball back anyway. I bet you they're going to get the ball back anyway. So you know what? It doesn't even matter. Now, if you get the ball back, you score, and now you go for 2. Now you have to go for 2 if you score a touchdown from here on out.
Yeah, the whole situation changes because they didn't score on that last play. But you guys see me looking all the way over my screen. I have the game in front of me, but it's always a player 2 behind. So I had to look out to the other screen. Yeah, if you scored there, I probably wouldn't, just based on how the Bears season has gone. But I would definitely consider it. I don't think it's a no-brainer to kick the extra point there. Man, that was a tough pass he tried to fit in there.
Yeah.
But I probably wouldn't have gone for 2.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would have either.
So what I want to do with you guys right now is in this playoff season for NFL, we have some rookie head coaches who led their teams into the playoffs for the first time. I want you guys to give me a letter grade, like we're in school. How did each rookie NFL head coach that made it to the playoff stage? You got Liam Cohen, you got Ben Johnson, and you got Vrabel. You got those 3. Panthers coach, 2nd year, correct?
Yeah, he's second.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I thought.
Vrabel's not exactly a rookie head coach, by the way. Mike Vrabel's been here.
I'll go first. Yeah, he was with Tennessee.
First year again. First year again. His first year was like 8 years ago. New team, Mike Vrabel.
I'll start us off with Leah. We'll go coach by coach. We'll go around with each coach. Give me your thoughts on Liam Cohen. I'm going to give this guy honestly an A-. I really liked what he did with this Jacksonville team. I'm not going to give him an A+. A+ is going above and beyond, completely turning this team into dominators, which they were in the regular season, Liam Cohen. I know a lot of people are clowning on him, the whole Duval thing before the season we were all laughing at. He really just saw and saw the hate. This guy's a football genius. I feel like he's the perfect head coach that Trevor Lawrence got. Trevor Lawrence did not even play good until the second half of the season. Liam Cohen had to kind of just pioneer this team himself the first half of the season until T-Law got hot at the right time. So I give all the credit in the world to Liam Cohen. I'm going with an A-. Let's go to Jason.
A minus. That's generous. That's not generous. I mean that's like, I think, for a team that had the 5th overall pick originally before the Travis
2.
Hunter trade, so he was top. So yeah, because they traded
up
I think
for
they
2 to
they
get
traded
Hunter.
up. So this is a team with a top 5 pick, which obviously you're not that great, and a team that for the last few years their head coach was like not. That was the main problem. That was the problem,
Doug.
right? And Doug, and if you want to go back before Doug, we don't even want to. I don't even think we can talk about that. He's on TV, but whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna give Cohen an A. I think just on the fact that in 1 year you just completely 180'd your roster. And sure, Trevor Lawrence struggled for the first half of the year, but 2 things here with that. Number one, we have every team has growing pains, especially with a new coach and a new offensive system with Liam Cohen. Number 2, this was the time when the Colts ran the division in late October, early November. If you didn't tell me the Colts were winning this division, I'd think you're crazy. I would think you're crazy if you told me the Texans or the Jaguars were going to be the one that won this division. Because Colts were 8-2, 7-1, 8-2, whatever it was. They were the 1 seed up until November and then gone. They played Pittsburgh and it went downhill from there. But as for Jacksonville, I think the acquisition of Jacoby Myers, great acquisition. People say they gave up a little bit too much for Jacoby Myers, but Jacoby Myers came in and Jacoby Myers proved himself. Travis Hunter's hurt for now, but Travis Hunter's going to come back in to this offense that is fully developed under Liam Cohen. Now Liam Cohen knows how to use Travis Hunter on both sides of the ball when he comes back fully healthy. The Jags defense is great. I think the Jaguars are the early favorites to win next year in the AFC South because I think Liam Cohen is definitely here to stay.
All right, Ben, what we got on Cohen?
I think I'm a little lower than you guys. I'm thinking like B+, A-, something like that. 89 grade. You asked your teacher, can you round it up? I'm 1% away from that A-. Yeah, I'm thinking B+. They really benefited from Daniel Jones going down and everything going downhill for the Colts. Trevor Lawrence is also, at this point, I would say a veteran quarterback. He's been in the NFL for plenty of time, and he's done it under a bunch of different coaches because there's not been stability in Jacksonville. So he's had to figure out how to adapt and how to learn quickly and how to pick up stuff quickly from new guys that are coming in. So he seemed ready to go. And I know he had a tough first half of the year, but that's all. But like you said, it's growing pains. He didn't have the best cast of characters around him. But the thing is, when you come into a team that has a veteran quarterback that has experienced so much failure and can use that failure to his advantage, like Liam Cohen had in Trevor Lawrence, I think it's a little bit easier than coming in with maybe Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams, who's a second-year guy, or coming in like Mike Vrabel with Drake May, who's, again, a second-year guy. So I think Cohen definitely benefited from Lawrence being that experienced vet who has done it at the NFL level before, and he used that to his advantage.
Definitely. Before we get into the next 2, we have a few questions here. From Christopher. Should the choice not to run the ball late in the game against the Bills count against him? Who are we?
Is him Sean McDermott?
I'm guessing it's McDermott, yes, because we're on the topic of head coaches.
Right.
So,
yeah.
Would you throw that on McDermott?
I mean,
That's his call.
He's the top of the food chain, so I would have to put it on him.
I would say 100% I'd throw this on McDermott. Every Bills fan in America seems to not throw it on Sean McDermott for some reason. It's always this sob story like, oh, poor us, we got screwed again. But no, you could watch every single game of the last 5 years on every Bills playoff loss. None are on the refs. None. Even yesterday, everyone's going to look at me and say, oh, Brandon Cooks should have been a catch. Okay, this game's 4 quarters. You can't blame one play. This game is a 4-quarter game, and you got to that point. You shouldn't have gotten to that point where you had to chuck it up in the air and pray for a miracle, right? So that's my thing. And Sean McDermott really should have used James Cook more. I mean, James Cook was somehow the issue for the Denver Broncos defense, and they didn't use a lot. They didn't utilize him. They're chucking the ball up to Brandon Cooks against the best defense in the league. I mean, what are you doing? This isn't Brandon Cooks. Sure, he can catch balls, but like you're telling Brandon Cooks to guard Riley. Riley Moss is guarding Brandon Cooks, who's like 5'10", and this is your season on the line, and this is what you're doing. That's the play you're running, and it's not even fourth down. I don't know what you're doing on this one. So I think it is on McDermott. It's a mix of both things, but I think Buffalo, only one to blame are themselves.
So he was talking about Liam
present-
Cohen. He was talking about Liam Cohen. He said Liam Cohen choosing not to run the ball.
That game was already a
Oh.
week ago. We saw so much.
Oh, that game was a week ago. Should the choose not to run the ball late against the Bills? Oh, so Cohen.
Oh, that was
I don't
Chad
know.
Thompson pick, right? Or was it Jordan
Yeah.
Milano? One of those two, yeah.
I don't know what. Okay, I don't know. Travis Etienne wasn't really if we're talking about. Yeah, I guess we're talking about Travis Etienne here. I don't think Travis Etienne would have made a difference if they just kept running the ball. He's more of a receiving back, more of an elusive back to me. So I think though, I don't know how to approach that one. I mean, it's just Liam Cohen's not really a run first guy. I mean, you clearly look at how many receivers had well over 500 yards this year. He's trying to get everybody the ball, from Jacoby Myers, even Travis Hunter when he was there. Brenton Strange had a good game yesterday or last week. I mean, it's hard to tell if Liam Cohen should have ran the ball. They should have done a lot of things. They should have done a lot of things to beat Buffalo. They were the 3 seed. They were home. They had that game. They had that game won. They just couldn't come through.
Yeah, I'm not going to put too much thought into it because it was such a successful first season for Cohen and the Jags. I mean, he took them from a 4-13 franchise to a 13-4 franchise. Like, that can't go understated. And the reality is they did what they were supposed to do this year. They weren't supposed to make a deep playoff run. And I think for the Bills more than anything, you're supposed to win that game. I know it was in Jacksonville, but you had to win if you're the Bills. And getting back to what we were saying about McDermott, do you guys think he's out in Buffalo? Do you think that was the last we saw of him?
That's the question I saw pop up. That's the interesting question. Because you had Harbaugh, who just got let loose. The floors did just get extended. Do you let go of McDermott? The question is, who's your rebound from McDermott? Who do you pick up next? If
it'd be Joe Luther Burden just dropped it. It'd be Joe Brady. If the offensive coordinator, if anybody, but I don't think this is very similar to me to what Dallas was with Mike McCarthy. Mike McCarthy was not the great. No, even if we won 12 wins, I am not giving Mike McCarthy an ounce of credit for those seasons. I'm not. But the thing was, just because of that, they would never get rid of him. They only got rid of him when Jerry realized, oh, this now we're garbage. Now he's garbage. He's out. So I think the amount of success the Bills have had since 19, 20, that kind of range, when McDermott got there, I think that's enough to keep him here. You look at the only reason Zach Taylor is still a coach for the Cincinnati Bengals is because he led him to that one Super Bowl and he's never gotten them back. So I think Sean McDermott's job is safe. I don't think because is it a bad decision? I think so, but I just think that's the circumstances with Buffalo's ownership. I think they're going to keep him just because of the success. They're never going to get rid of Josh, so I don't think they're going to get rid of Sean McDermott.
So
The
Jason,
difference with the Bills, though, is that the Cowboys were never really expected to win the Super Bowl. Like, the Bills
Right.
have been on the fringe
Yes.
so many years, and this is the time with no Mahomes, with no Allen, with no Joe Burrow, where it
Lamar.
really had to happen if it ever was. And obviously, the success wasn't there. They didn't reach the top of the mountain, and now I think I could definitely see it happening.
Yeah. I don't know. I personally, gentlemen, I said this earlier before the season started. I said if Josh Allen doesn't come close to winning a ring or winning a ring, that's the end. I don't think Josh Allen's getting one. I don't. I think the Josh Allen book is closed. And when it comes to getting this far, yeah, this was his time. This was literally, you looked at this bracket. Lamar's not there. Burrow's not there. If you want to even argue him, Mahomes isn't even there. His kryptonite wasn't there. This was his year. This was his year to do it, and he's gone. And if he wants to blame the official, if they want to blame the officials for the 5th year in a row, so be it. He's gone. It was his year. It was his time, and he blew it.
Yeah, I think it just comes at what point does it get to where every year you're losing in the playoffs? Yeah, I know you're making the playoffs. I know you're winning the division. I don't even did they win? They didn't win the division this year either. So
No.
you're just when does it get too much? When does the coming up short in the playoffs become too much? It's great.
Speaking of the playoffs, Cardiac Bears, here we go, by the way.
It's
Cardiac
4th and
Bears.
4.
4th and 4, 27 seconds. This is, are we getting a touch prediction, boys? Because we're in a timeout. Is this a touchdown? Is this a touchdown? First down, touchdown. What are we doing?
I'm thinking first down. It's not going to be a touchdown. I'm thinking they get it though.
Where is the ball? Do we know where the
ball
ball is?
Close.
Oh, the ball's on the 14. Okay.
Yeah.
So
I think we get a touchdown. I don't know.
Is Caleb going to the end zone is the question. Is Caleb, how much pressure is Chris Rule and the Rams going to send? I send to the house because you force Caleb Williams to throw that ball into the end zone because you have a better shot of stopping it. You have a better shot of stopping it if you force that ball into the end zone. If you force first down, I don't know. You keep your defense on the field. You don't want it. You force that
Caleb
ball.
Is on the run. Caleb's getting pushed back. Oh my goodness. No way. No way. No way. Oh my goodness. Cole, come in. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
He's wide. Oh my gosh.
Holy. What a
He's
freaking
wide open.
Oh my God.
What else is there?
God.
What are we doing? What, like, he's what? How?
Holy shit. That he was back on the 40 and he made that throw.
Jeez, man.
Most nonchalant reaction by Ben Johnson. Now you're going for 2 in the win.
No,
you
they're
go for
kicking
2.
it. They're kicking it.
No,
They're kicking it.
They're gonna. I would go for 2.
I'd go for 2 in the. You're Ben Johnson. You go
The
for
kick's
2 in the win.
The kick's good.
Yeah, it's up
high.
and good. Oh, that's such a bet.
Oh
You
my
better
God,
hope.
This team won't die, bro.
Yeah. Guys, 3 years ago, if you remember, Bucks Rams, this exact moment, Matthew
Oh my
Stafford
gosh.
is going to do the exact same thing. Watch. I
How
wouldn't be
many
surprised.
timeouts?
And
How many timeouts?
they got 2. They got 2.
We got 2.
Huge. Screw it. Puka Nakua's down there somewhere. Catch inside the 40. Done. There's your game.
I'm watching the
It's gonna
bird's eye
happen.
view right now. That was crazy. That
How
throw.
does this
How
happen?
did he got pushed so far back. That's like
He
That's-
threw it from the 40.
don't
He's
call
on
me
the 40-yard
Coach
line.
He threw it from his 40-yard line. And Cole.
Oh my gosh.
bro.
That's once
Jeez.
he was all the way back there, I thought it was over.
He got pushed back. He got pushed back again off his back leg, lofted it up, said, screw it. My boy Cole Kmet's down there. And it's money.
That's
ridiculous, dude. Yeah, I have the bird's eye view now. He's on the
It's
40. Exactly. That's a sick, dude. That's such a terrible coverage from the Rams now.
yeah.
Looking back at it.
Well, they went with Jason. You're muted, I think. Still can't hear you.
Oh, of course. It's always Jason, man.
I think he wanted to say something. I think he's been trying to say something. We still can't hear you.
Got to back off. He acted like it was so underthrown.
Well,
They
they
could've
went
gotten-
with Jason's. They went with what Jason said. Bring the house, and they
Yeah,
did.
they definitely did.
Oh
Is
my
that
gosh!
OPI? No.
It's
No,
back and
it's
forth.
not.
It's both ways.
Yeah, no.
Am I live?
You're back. You're back.
we're
Oh, I'm
back.
here.
All
I'm
right.
here.
I think you've been
Anyway,
talking for like
Kobe-
5 minutes.
Kobe Durant. Kobe Durant is holding Cole Kmet. He has him the entire time, and then he just backs off. That's what we just saw. That's not, I don't know. We're going overtime.
You can't put your season in the hands of the officials, maybe calling an offensive pass interference on that
That's
play.
risky.
That's so
risky.
risky, dude.
I love it. Well, should we wait to give the grade on Ben Johnson till before or after this game?
I think we have to.
Yeah.
I think we got to wait for Ben Johnson.
So I know I said Vrabel was a rookie. Obviously, he's not. Blunder by me. What would you give Vrabel first year with the Pats? Well, I'm gonna give him honestly an A+. I mean, I know he came in. He definitely came in. I think with the three coaches we're talking about, probably the best situation. But he
also no experience.
Yes, that too. I honestly really liked him with Tennessee. I thought he was a good coach with the Titans. Obviously, just a terrible spot with Tennessee, and I think they should have kept him. But I do like what he did, and I mean, I know he had a great situation. I know he's experienced, but he didn't come up short of expectations. I don't think we expected the Patriots to be this good, and not at all. I didn't expect them to be the one seed.
No.
I didn't expect them to be bad. So he exceeded expectations. I'm going to give him an A+. There's nothing really bad you can say of Vrabel's first year with New England. So I don't think there's anything wrong with giving him an A+. What do you guys think?
I'm thinking probably A-, A range. Like, yeah, he had the best situation. He had the quarterback. And listen, I don't coming out of North Carolina, I didn't think Drake May was going to be this good. I wasn't sold on him, but he's really shut me up because he's had an incredible second year.
Yeah.
His defense, like we talked about earlier, is very underrated. So he's also a very good leader of men, a motivator. And so much of being a head coach is that. And like you said, I'm going to give him an A- range. He's done a great job this year.
I'm going to give him an A+. I'm with you, George. I said he was going to be coach of the year, and he's most likely going to be coach of the year, and with reason. Sure, you could say that he had it easier compared to the newer head coaches, but I feel like it just happened. The pieces fell where they were, and it worked out. I mean, Josh McDaniels went back to coordinator, and he is probably one of the better coordinators in the NFL, not coaches, because we all seen the experiment with Josh McDaniels as a head coach. He is a way better coordinator, and it shows. Mike Vrabel is an astounding head coach. The Titans let him go for no reason.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes.
No reason. I've never seen a head coach get fired. It wasn't like Tomlin where Mike Vrabel left on his own terms. Mike Vrabel was fired for no reason. Zero. He was fired because of one mediocre year, and that made no sense. And the Titans are where the Titans are now. If Mike Vrabel was there, they would not be there.
How did it take Vrabel so long to get back to a head coach job? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. If he was let go because of one bad season and he was this great coach, like, why didn't anyone give him a head coaching job?
It's a great question, honestly.
That is a great question. I don't know why he was.
As a Jeff fan, I wanted him. I wanted him as a Jeff fan. I liked what I saw.
I didn't want Mike McCarthy.
I liked what I saw. I mean, Jason brought up what the Titans would be right now. I don't love to dive into so many hypotheticals, but what would you see the Titans looking like right now if they had Vrabel as their head coach?
I'm not saying they're a playoff team.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they're like crazy, but they're certainly not, 3-14.
Yes.
They're certainly not 3-14 at the worst, like 7-10, 8-9 range. Like, they're not the worst for sure. They're far from the top 3 pick in the draft. But I feel like if Mike Vrabel was there, a lot more players would want to go to Tennessee to play for Mike Vrabel because of his prestige, because of his experience, because of what he's done as a coach before. I'll tell you that Derrick Henry would not leave if Mike Vrabel left. Derrick Henry would still be on that roster. I don't know. Calvin, I don't know with the rest of the roster, but you would have Derrick Henry, and that's that.
Another comment here from Christopher. Did the Bills make a mistake not getting a number 1 receiver? Yes. 100%. Guys, thoughts on this?
There's no way.
ever since Stephon Diggs left, it's been the same story every year. Allen doesn't have enough targets. Yeah, he's got Dalton Kincaid, he's got James Cook, Keon Coleman, Gabe Davis at some points, but like, come on now. If you're gonna win the Super Bowl, you need that number one receiver. Patrick Mahomes always had someone, whether it was Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Rashee Rice. He always had a real top target that he could trust that the ball was going to sure hands. Right now, Brandon Cooks was doing it for the Bills. And no disrespect to Cooks because he put together a really nice late season push with the Bills, but he's past his prime. His best years are behind him. And it's just not going to work like that.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% with you there. You should not be throwing to Brandon Cooks when your season's on the line. I'm sorry. Stephon Diggs, I don't know if it was an attitude problem, like they weren't on the same page, him and Josh Allen. I don't think he really should have left. I really don't think he was the problem because every year when Stephon Diggs went to a new team, whether it was Houston or now New England, I said at the beginning, if he's a problem, if he thinks he's the best, if he's got the attitude, it's not going to work out. He put his differences aside and it worked out. That's all it was. And I think they just need that. You have the pieces and the draft stock to try to get a true wide receiver and develop him. If you want to go younger, you can develop a guy. If you want to go for a veteran, if you want to go, I mean, like DeAndre Hopkins is obviously old, but like if Dallas, like hypothetically, if Jerry Jones does not want to pay George Pickens, I mean, crazier things have happened. If Buffalo is not on that table, they're ridiculous. If a team like Buffalo is not in that conversation, that's ridiculous. But that's only if Jerry Jones doesn't pay a guy like George Pickens, or if there's any wide receiver ones. I know Tyreek Hill is fed up out of Miami, but Tyreek Hill is not the same Tyreek Hill from 5 years ago. It's hard to find a true wide receiver one. That the only one that I would only consider that has been fed up that would leave their team right now is Justin Jefferson. That's the only person I think I could see leaving in 1 to 2 years if JJ McCarthy and the Minnesota Vikings don't get their act together.
9?
Because 9. 9 did not get his act together. I'm sorry. I mean, if Justin Jefferson wants to go, he has every reason to get out of there. And if a guy like Justin Jefferson says, hey, I want out, and if Buffalo is not picking up the phone, they're having another down year.
Who would you trade for before the deadline? Who would be your target, like hypothetically, if you were Buffalo? I think Chris brought up a good name in Jalen Waddle. That would have been someone they could grab. But who would you, if you were the GM of the Bills this year at the deadline and you made up your mind, I need to get Josh Allen someone to throw to. We drafted Keon Coleman expecting him to be something. Didn't happen. Shakir's great, but he's not able to carry a receiving room. Who would you make the trade for? You are perfectly able to trade for basically anyone on the market you want. Who would you go get?
Oh, the Rams.
I mean, we can't really look back at it now because it's done. I think Jalen Waddle was probably the top receiver, but all you can do is look ahead. I mean, George Pickens is looming in free agency right now. I do think Justin Jefferson is the guy if you're going to make a trade for a receiver. As a Giant fan, I was talking about this earlier today. Could they make a push to trade for Justin Jefferson and pair up Malik Neighbors and Jefferson? But staying on topic here, I think the Bills should also be in on that conversation. If they're going to climb the mountaintop, and it's going to be so much harder to do now that all these guys are going to be back in the mix, they're going to need that top target. They're going to need their Ferrari on the outside to do it, and they've got to be in on every top receiving target.
Chris Olave?
I mean, if you even looked at the trade deadline, Jacoby Myers was traded. I don't know why they didn't pick up the phone. But granted, Jacoby Myers isn't Justin Jefferson, Jamar Chase, one of those guys, but why didn't you pick up the phone and ask? Like, why didn't you make an offer for Jacoby Myers? You're trying to add depth for your receiving room. Your concern is it's too young or it's not really balanced where your receivers are 3 small receivers. You have 3 small receivers on your roster. They're not, I think Gabe Davis is the only one that's actually above 6 foot out of the 3. So I feel though they could have made a push, but now it's up to next year in the offseason. Who doesn't want to sign with their teams? And who knows? Maybe Justin Jefferson wants to get out of his contract immediately this offseason. Get on the phone and ask for Justin Jefferson. If it costs you 2 to 3 first round, if it costs you 3 first round picks, you're a playoff team every year. Those first round picks mean nothing. Get him out of there. If that's really what you need to do to get Josh Allen a ring, done.
Yeah, spot on. And if I'm Justin Jefferson, I want to be out. You know, I mean, you got 9 throwing to you. I think it's pretty obvious Justin Jefferson's a generational talent. I, as a football fan, want to see Justin Jefferson with a good quarterback. I, as a Jet fan, that's a scary thought, him and Josh Allen.
Yeah.
But, I mean, not like that would change much for the Jets. We get torched up enough by Josh Allen. Just make it easier for us. Just make it quick and fast if you had Jefferson. But back to Soldier Field, Caleb Williams just ran for the first down. And they're getting to the midfield right now, just about at the 45, making their way down. The Rams did have to punt, so I think you guys thinking looking like a Chicago win?
That was
Here
a
we go.
big
Here we
hit.
go, America.
That's
Go, America. Cardiac Bears. Here we go.
Caleb is looking like an elite quarterback in the NFL right now. He looked like it last week down the stretch. And that's what he was supposed to be. This is the guy we were promised out of USC. And it's coming to fruition. I do think the Bears continue driving down the field. Maybe they kick a field goal. Maybe they win via the touchdown. Whatever, though. The Bears are coming out on top.
Who would have thought
Bears.
the Bears are in the NFC Championship? Who could have thought that
Third and
that
long
is a
now.
sentence?
It's 3rd and long now, though.
Yeah, it's like they're geez,
Not
it's
long.
Like
It's like
7.
3rd and 5, 3rd and 7. Yeah, not
Really?
3rd and long, but still. I'm still
anytime you see-
shaking a little bit from that throw.
That was ridiculous. Dude. I want to clip that up
my
after we get off stream. That was a great
Oh.
reaction.
The live reaction
Yeah.
to just I just remember seeing him run back and he threw it up, and I saw Komet get open and before you blink it, they got a touchdown, but it's 3rd and 6 now. See what Caleb's got. He's
Here we
got
go.
Komet again, just short.
Oh, Ben, what do you do?
Here we go,
What
man.
does
It's
Ben?
so
What
close.
does Ben? This is the NFC Championship on the line. If you lose, your team's gonna go to Gary, Indiana, and relocate.
Oh my
Dude,
gosh.
come on, Ben. This is your life on the line, Ben Johnson. You go for it. You go for it, Ben
Oh,
Johnson.
they're going for it. They're going
Here we
for
go,
it.
here we go. Do you think
I
they
like to
snap
see.
it? They might just try to draw them off sides.
That's true too. I mean, it's 4th and inches. They're going for it, and they got it. Williams jumped through.
Sigh of relief. Another one for the Bears fans. Another sigh of relief.
Cardiac Bears.
These Bears fans might
Cardiac
have
Bears.
15 years taken off their life just by watching them this season. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Oh
The
my.
amount of grays these Bear fans must have got. It's ridiculous. It's unbelievable.
Yeah, the one thing I don't envy about having to watch my team play in the
Oh.
playoffs is the stress factor.
I'm
So
getting
Real.
stressed already.
Real.
You're a Cowboys fan, Jason. You've seen
yeah,
playoff
we don't
games.
wanna
And
hear
Ben,
it from you, Jason.
listen, as a Jet fan, when people
think-
talk about their team being bad, I'm just standing there. I've
No,
never seen my team.
I know there's levels to it, but I've
You
seen
won a
more.
playoff
Yeah,
game.
I've
You
watched
really won a
two
playoff game.
games. I've watched 2
You
playoffs.
guys got rings in your Ben's got 2 rings in his lifetime. George, you've been to the
Dude,
NFC
I wasn't
Championship twice in your
conscious
lifetime.
either of them.
Me?
Hmm.
Me?
I don't know what that is. I don't know what a ring is. I don't. I've seen them on the internet.
You root for
I
the
don't know what
Cavs and the Cowboys. Like, how does that make sense?
Listen,
I don't know what
the
I don't
Jets
know what
won their
rings are,
last
man.
championship.
I've
That
seen Google
championship
images.
win, it solidified the merger. The merger was happening when the Jets won the Super Bowl. Is
I
that
saw
an
the email last
interception?
week.
No.
That's a
No,
pick.
Caleb.
That's a pick.
Caleb, we sold.
Oh my
That's a
God!
pick.
This.
Oh, Cam Curl's gonna
This-
get an
this-
interception.
Wow.
Here we go again.
Oh
These
boy.
There's something different in the air right now.
These
Bye,
poor
Chicago.
Bear fans. I'm falling
Yep.
to my knees if I'm in
America,
Chicago.
it's over. America, the run is over.
Do
Quote
you
me.
think so, Jason? They're really far back, honestly.
See, yeah, I'm about to watch the play right now, guys.
We're gonna. Oh, Ben. You know what? Let's all pretend. Let's all watch Ben do it. Let's watch Ben do his reaction.
Hold on. Let's see. I wonder what happens here.
Yeah,
Williams,
here we go.
Field over the middle. Oh, it's picked up.
Yeah, we'll get a little Tom Brady sound effect in your edit too. We'll do that. Like a Tom Brady scream right there. But wow, that's crazy. I mean,
23, 22. It looks like
that's
It
they
almost
handed it
worked.
off to Puka.
they hand off to Puka Nakua.
Love me some Puka.
He carried me to a fantasy championship this year.
He took me to
No one
a.
wants to do that.
I
Not
went
based
against
on that
him.
5-yard gain, Puka. You can do a lot more than that.
Wow, bad throw from Caleb, man. Way under.
Caleb Williams with a real Caleb Williams throw.
How did he hold
See,
on to that? The pick.
I don't know. That's two costly interceptions. It's like it happened in the same way. Like the first drive, they went down the field. And it was a diving interception. And no receiver was in the area. Caleb was like, there you go.
That other pick, it pinned them within like their tenure, though. Like it worked. Like, in that spot, it almost. If you were on the Rams, you would have wanted to drop it. I was gonna say punt, but they were in on the 21-yard line.
Well, Devontae Adams is back.
George just.
I know you guys are behind, but I'll just say Devontae Adams is healthy. Jason, he's out of the locker room.
Oh, Devontae Adams' hamstring has been recovered.
That's a great
Devontae Adams' hamstring is intact, and it's the game's over. Anyway, sports. Sports. There it is. Early AFC Championship prediction, guys. Is it Jarrett Stidham in Denver,
I would love to see it. The NFL won't be able to market a Jarrett Stidham versus Sam Darnold Super Bowl. Like, are we serious right now?
Oh God. If Matthew Stafford wins this game, we're gonna have that cursed image. Like, no disrespect to Drake May, but it'll be Drake May, Matthew Stafford, Jarrett Stidham, and Sam Darnold. And
Walking
Sam
up.
Darnold.
Where's the
Super Bowl is in San Fran.
San Fran. Okay, walking up to Levi.
What's it called? That cursed image from like 8 years ago with
I know
Brady,
who was on that?
Keenum
and
Foles.
The Jags dude.
Hey, in that script, Nick Foles won that Super Bowl, so maybe Jarrett Stidham gets a ring.
Yeah, Case
If
Keenum.
Jarrett Stidham is in the Super Bowl, give Jarrett Stidham the MVP. Jarrett Stidham, and then I'd retire right off into the sunset with that money. That's it. That'd be my career as Jarrett Stidham. But I think, though, I don't know. It's a hard one. I'm going to say New England barely gets out. I mean, they barely get out with a win. It's going to be a weather depending. If it's a cold snow Denver game, I could see it being like 16-13. But I'm going to go with 23-18. No, 23-20 in favor of the Patriots. I think that's how it's going to be. I think it's a very, very low off. It's going to be a very low scoring offensive game. The offense is either going to come from, it might be defensive touchdowns, majority field goals, and maybe on the ground from either RJ Harvey or Ramondre Stevenson or Travion Henderson. What happened, sir?
Is
the ball game over?
No, it was batted down. It looked like it was almost picked, but it was not. It's an incomplete pass.
Man,
just run the ball.
The weather comes in play for the Rams because your field goal range is going to be.
Dude, Dallas is kicking the ball right now. And we're riding off into the sunset from this spot.
We get it. Brandon Aubrey can kick field goals. We don't have to keep talking about it.
I'm just saying. Hey, Nick Folk can kick field goals. Where's your kicker?
Nick Folk can kick field goals.
Nick Folk can kick field goals.
Where's
your kicker?
One of the greatest special team seasons of all time for the New York Jets.
He's still there? That's not the kicker I paid to go see.
The Jets special team
was unbelievable. It was a pleasure to be in person for multiple Isaiah Williams return touchdowns. It was a true pleasure You got Austin
Beautiful.
McNamara, a phenomenal rookie punter. And then you got Nick Folk. You got him coming out there with the big gut. He's got the Aaron Rodgers jet helmet on that looks like it's from the 1940s, just legging him out there. It's been amazing to watch. Highlight of the season. I get excited. I got excited when our special teams came out.
What are we doing breaking down Jets special teams at 9:59?
It's that good.
What's
on
wrong with
Saturday,
that?
February
You know what?
19th.
Give the Jets fans what they want.
Only good
Give
thing
the
to talk
Jets
about.
fans what they want. Hey, if a Saints fan comes in here and asks a question, we'll talk about New Orleans Saints football. First down, the game is
Tyler
over.
Shuck.
Goodbye. The game is over. Harrison Mevis is most likely coming out right now. I would. It's on the right hash,
Yeah, they're
so
not
I would
kicking
try to
first down.
center the ball.
No way.
I would literally. I would
They
just
won't
center
know.
the ball.
Was
They'll
on
pick
the
on you to
Jets,
start it
Jason.
for.
Did you know that?
What's
that
up?
We did have Harrison Mevis on the roster.
You did, but now he's about
On
to
my
go
training
send his
camp.
Rams to the NFC Championship. But here's the thing: all they have to do is just center the ball because it is going to be on the right hash, so it's not centered. I just run up the middle once and then take your field goal. Whatever happens, happens. You have the same. I mean, there's the same probability of them blocking a kick if it's a 5-yarder versus a 40-yarder. So like, they just center the ball. Just take it, take your field goal, and the ball game is over. So now the
Take a
Rams
kicker.
Seahawks for the third year in a row.
Is it really?
Or not year in a row. For the third game this season.
Oh, third game this season.
Yeah, not a year in a row.
Third game.
Okay.
Sam Darnold hasn't been here. What am I saying? This is the third game in a this season. Series tied 1-1.
They ran the
here we
ball
are.
on the right hash again, though.
Timeout. But what's it called?
Jackets.
I don't know. You know what? I said it was going to be the Rams in the Super Bowl. No, we're not going to talk about who I said in the AFC because they're no longer here. I kind of really went on a tangent on Lamar Jackson, but he's not here anymore, is he? We can blame Tyler Loop for that one. But Rams are the most complete team that's left. I think there is
More than the
when they are on, they are on. Everyone is going to look at last week and be like, how did the Panthers keep up? How did the Panthers keep up with them?
Bryce
The
Young.
Rams started that game off strong. It looked like it was going to be a blowout, and then the Rams had a few screws were loose, and the Panthers capitalized, and it was close, blah, 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 whatever. They got out of it. So what? So what? You know what? They needed that game. They needed that game. They needed the heart attack game. Now they're ready. They know. Jesus, Kobe Parkinson almost had that. They know.
I saw that.
They know how to beat Seattle. They did it once. They almost did it twice. So they know how to beat Seattle. I think that the Rams get out of this one. And this one, completely different. Completely different from my prediction in the AFC Championship, where I said 23-20 low-scoring game. This is going to be like 48-45 in some.
Oh!
It is going to.
Oh,
Did he miss it?
no. He almost.
Oh my God! If Harrison Mevis missed that kick, I'd have been like,
He didn't kick it. The Rams just almost had a touchdown, though.
yeah, Terrence Ferguson, incomplete pass. So now Harrison Mevis is going
Alrighty.
to come out.
I get first
biggest
dibs on
kicker is
viewing
a-
him.
It'd be really funny, though. It'd be really funny if Harrison Mevis hits a double doink in Chicago.
The thicker
I wouldn't
kicker.
mind that. I wouldn't mind
Just
Harrison.
saw him walk out. I'm like, that's a big kicker, dude.
If Harrison Mevis, oh my God, he is the
42 yards. Here he comes.
This
Hear
is
him
the
trot.
biggest
Here's
kick.
the kick. It just went in. Oh my goodness! By an
Woo!
inch, it went
Really
in.
good.
Wow.
Oh my God, it's barely. Oh, it's
Good.
barely good.
She's good. She's good.
Oh,
And the Rams are going to
Oh,
the
the
championship series.
Wow.
Not series game. Still in baseball mode. Wow.
Jeez, man. What a game. What a weekend of football. Another really good weekend. Even that Patriots Texans game, like there was still a chance for the Texans really late into that fourth quarter. You knew it probably wasn't going to happen, but it was still out there. And that was the common theme of this playoffs. Like there were so many possibilities that didn't come true. There were so many possibilities that came true. And we're heading to championship weekend next week. I think it's still pretty open. I think it'll probably be the Patriots. But the NFC I could see going either way. I mean,
It could.
that Seahawks defense did look
Very well.
ridiculous.
Very well could go either way.
We need to favor the Seahawks. But I could still see the Rams going up to Seattle and taking the win.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, who knows? I think we are we transitioning to the bigger thing at hand tomorrow
got
night.
one. We still have to answer.
Ben Johnson.
Ben Johnson, I am.
Oh,
going
A
to
minus
give him
now. You blew it.
A minus.
A minus. You blew it.
I will
A
say
minus.
this.
You blew it.
Ben Johnson is the perfect coach for Caleb Williams. This
Absolutely,
is what
he
Caleb's
is.
needing. Caleb is a diva. I'll put it that way. Caleb needs a special type of coach to succeed. Jason said we don't want to talk. Jason said we don't want to talk about the last coach for the Jaguars. We don't even want to think about the coaching situation Caleb Williams had last year with the Bears. Bringing in Ben Johnson, first year head coach, he brings the swag, he brings the energy, he lets Caleb be loose, be himself. This is what Caleb needed. It's a very good showing. This was a very good season for the Bears. I expect them to be back in the same spot. They'll be back. I have no doubt. Ben, what's your
They'll be
grade?
back. They'll be back.
Yeah, I think I'm in the same area as you, George. This is just the start for them. Wow, I'm looking at Caleb's reaction over there on the side on his face.
Not happy.
Really brings
Here
that
come the
up.
tears, America. Here come the tears.
Yeah, it's the Bears aren't going anywhere. They're set up real nicely now with Colson Loveland, with Caleb Williams. The defense was pretty good.
Luther Burden.
Luther Burden, Roma Dunze, they're set up for a while now. So get used to talking about the Bears a lot. And I think Ben Johnson had a really successful first year. I'm going to go A minus A range.
Yes.
I'm gonna go A minus as well. I think that this is the guy for Ben Johnson. He's here long term. He bleeds the Chicago vibe that they get, and this is the future for him. As my roommate comes in, hello, Jack. Hello, say hello to friends. But anyway, I think Ben Johnson is the right person.
Is that the Jack?
This is the Jack Rizzo.
Is that the Jack Rizzo?
Wow,
This
Jack
is the
Rizzo
Jack
makes an
Rizzo.
appearance.
Jack Rizzo? You
In the shadows?
We're about to talk about IU football.
Oh, you are?
Yeah,
Jack.
We might be going to IHOP.
of course, of
Jack's
course.
going to IHOP.
Jack is
Wilmington
going to IHOP.
Jack's going to
Jack-
Anything to do.
I don't even know how I got
Hey, there is a lot more than IHOP at this university, okay? There's a lot more than IHOP at this university.
What university is that, Jason?
Indiana University, the greatest university in the world?
Hell yeah.
And
Of
what?
course. Of course,
What
yeah.
is-
What's at Syracuse, Ben? What's at Syracuse? I really want to know.
You know, everyone is
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
really cold.
It's cold. It's
really
depression.
cold.
Everyone's on the grind. It's just like you go up there and it's like you walk over
Everyone's on
here.
the
We're doing
grind.
a podcast on
God,
the
it's like it's a walking Goldman Sachs. That's what it is. That's what Syracuse University is. There's no fun there. There's no fun. The ACC. You want to support the ACC, Ben? The
You really
ACC.
got so lucky with the year you got there.
Whoa, lucky.
All right, here we go.
Lucky.
Here we
got
go.
lucky. Okay,
Never been
okay.
this good in their existence, bro.
Well,
And we're here.
Do you
Welcome
think
to
this
the world,
is-
man. A team of rejects is about to win a national championship.
How long before Kirk Signetti gets a better offer from a more proven football school and he says, thanks for the opportunity, but I'm out of here, and dips like Michigan? It probably won't be Michigan, but one of those schools in that elite category.
Whoa. When did you know what? You know what? Jack can hear me too at this point. So hold on. Hold on. Let's
uh-oh, his headphones off.
okay.
Uh-oh.
So
He's gonna
now
be
we're
muted.
here. Am I muted?
No,
No,
I
you're
can
good.
hear you.
No, good. I'm not muted.
I do
So
have the option to
Kurt
hit the mute
Signetti,
button.
I
on
believe
your
10
thing.
years he's signed for here.
Yep.
10 years. 10 years, right. He's not going anywhere. This team isn't going. I mean, sure, we're going to lose a lot of pieces, but we're gaining a lot of pieces.
Good
There was a
amount.
lot of people last year.
the first thing we started doing this year. Transfer portal, transfer portal, transfer portal. We got a new quarterback already. He's great. I think he fits the Cincinnati system. We got Jordan Marsh. Is that his name? Jordan Marsh from
Doesn't
what?
know his name.
Nick Marsh from Michigan State. We're chilling. We're chilling for the next few years.
We're just getting started.
Exactly.
Do you think Indiana's going to turn into one of those dual threat football basketball schools based on the way college sports is shifting with the NIL and the transfer portal? I mean,
basketball school. We're not a when were we a basketball school outside of 1979? 1976 was the last year we were a basketball school.
I feel like Indiana's always in the mix though. Like they're always a tournament team.
When were we a tournament team?
I don't know. I feel like they're on my bracket more often than not.
They're on your bracket?
We're on your bracket?
Are you?
Green Bailey and Nick Dorn's on your bracket?
Hey, Nick Dorn's gonna drop 40 on
against Michigan. Indiana is upsetting Michigan on Tuesday.
Nick Dorn's gonna drop 40. Let's give 95 to 40 Michigan. Nick Dorn with all 40 points.
Real. Yeah.
Okay. We'll see.
Yeah.
So come back when it happens,
But
I guess.
I realistically think that, I mean, if you're not taking us tomorrow, you are ridiculous. If you are not taking
Ben, are you taking Miami?
You're not
Carson Beck in his 15th college season.
in his 15th.
Oh. Wow.
You
Okay.
have no evidence to take Miami. I want you to tell me why you're taking Miami.
You know, Carson Beck has the experience of an NFL veteran.
experience. He
This
sat
is
on a
great.
bench
This is
for one
great.
national championship.
He's got the experience of an NFL vet. You know, Cristobal and that Miami coaching staff, they've all been there. They've all done it before.
They've all been there. So is Kurt Signetti. He's coached in the NFL.
Kurt Signetti's a national champion coach. You just don't know it.
You just don't know it.
With what team exactly? Like,
It doesn't matter what team. He knows how to win.
Yeah. I mean,
He knows how to win. We literally took a team. It's never been done before. We literally took a team of rejects. I don't care how you say it. I don't care what it looks like. They're rejects, 0-star recruits. We took a team of
from what I see,
basically, we literally circled around America and found high school football players that we thought were solid. And now we turned them into national champions.
from
Well,
what I
not yet.
see,
Not yet.
from what I see, is that you took a bunch of guys who thought they were better than they were recruited to be, take their offer, their ticket to D1, and then proved what they thought they were at the collegiate level. And Indiana saw that and gave them that next shot, that next ticket, that next
And it
level.
worked.
they've already, yeah.
Ergo, why a lot of these
Nerds.
guys are in their 5th and 6th years.
Exactly,
It
because
worked.
coming out of high school, they felt like they weren't recruited the right way. They really should have been. That 0-star recruit really isn't indicative of their skill because they should have been. Maybe they came from smaller schools or not as talented high schools, but they actually should have been recruited to bigger level and higher ranked
Oh,
universities.
there's Jack.
Wait, but if that's the case, then why isn't Alabama in the national championship then?
Real.
With all their 5-star recruits.
And
Why-
what was that
Ty
score,
Simpson
Ben? I
sucks.
want you to read.
I was
Ben,
at the Rose Bowl.
Jack
Ben, I
was in
want you to read
Pasadena.
that score. That
Bro,
score. What
Ty
was that score?
Ty Simpson.
He
A,
sucks.
I don't
He's
think he's that
awful,
good of a
Ty
quarterback.
Simpson.
And B, they had the running back room. It was nothing.
Nothing. Jim Miller was healthy.
Jim Miller was pretty healthy, if
Yeah.
you're asking me.
I think I'm going to give it to IU tomorrow. I do think, though, this is a weaker year of college football, but I'm not going to let that take away to the year the Hoosiers have had. You can't. I mean, I think I'm not going to take that guys being 0-star recruits. I'm not going to have that factor into my decision that IU's going to lose. I think they're going to win. I think they've proved they can win big games. They've beaten teams like Ohio State. And by the way, I think Ohio State getting knocked out by the moment that Miami beat Ohio State, I said, put it all on IU to win. That was
The moment
the
that
only
we beat
potential-
Ohio State, I said we had a chance.
that
and then
was the
Miami
only
decided
team I
to-
see that could knock IU out. The only
Here-
team was Ohio State. But once
here's
they
the
were
thing.
gone, no one else can touch IU.
Here's the thing. Here's what I'll say about. Wow, this is like really creepy that you're like towering over.
Yeah,
I
my
see
head.
that. I see that. Jack
I'm
just
not-
lurking
I'm
in
not
the back.
tall, by the way.
He's
He's
not.
don't say anything bad about IU, or Jack's gonna get you.
He won't say
Jack's
anything
waiting
about
for
that,
you.
Here's the thing, though. I will say this: you look at. Let's be real when we're comparing these two teams. We have two different Miami teams. One that played Ohio State and one that played Ole Miss. One had 9 sacks and 2 turnovers. One had what? 1 sack on Trinidad Chambliss. Granted, Trinidad Chambliss is a lot more out of the pocket mobility than Julian Sane was, but like there's an 8 sack difference in one game. How does that happen?
We're also playing a Miami team that lost to Louisville and SMU, who are both unranked.
Miami's home, but okay.
Yeah,
Good
IU's
team,
been
but
traveling
I-
this year. IU's been traveling this year. I think we could potentially see like a 60-40. Miami
Largest
60,
alumni
IU
base in
40.
the country.
The greatest.
Yo, Jason,
national-
on campus, how many people are going that you've heard of?
Oh God, how many people are? Well, there's already at least 22 grand because we had this. Hard Rock has to sell 22 grand to the university, so there's already 22,000 that are already going.
A friend of mine just left to go, actually.
They travel. I mean, Jack went to Pasadena for the
travel.
Rose Bowl.
What-
We travel.
We're going to-
just everywhere too.
Everywhere. This whole campus is going to be. It's going to be very difficult for IUPD to shut this place down tomorrow night when we win.
What's the spot to watch the game? Where are you watching tomorrow night?
We are watching at Assembly Hall, our basketball arena, for our watch party. There's going to be. I think it's sold out. 18,000.
Yeah,
18,000.
17,000 people are going to be there tomorrow night.
It's, I believe, the biggest or the second biggest in the Big Ten
Yeah.
basketball stadium.
You're gonna watch. You're gonna watch, Ben, and then you're gonna realize you're gonna look up our media program. Then you're gonna come and be like, oh, you know what? This team's good. This media program's good. I don't know. Maybe you got to give this campus a shot.
Bloomington.
No one believed in this university. No one did, and here we are.
George Tignetti wins. Google him.
Google him, Ben. Google him. He wins. He hasn't lost.
I will say too, the biggest thing with IU that honestly factors my decision is they have a flawless O-line. Miami's
Yeah.
pass rush is
Yeah.
really good, but they're going against arguably the best O-line in all of college football. It is going to be very hard to put the pressure on Fernando Mendoza. Mendoza, also a quarterback who's able to get rid of the ball quick. He's able to get it out of the pocket quick. He'll be able, I think, with this O-line, that's a good compound. He's going to be able to handle this Miami pass rush. Now, of course, they have a few monsters that will get a few hits on him, but it's not going to be like the train wreck pass rush that a lot of people could possibly see Miami have. The game's not going to get wrecked by the pass rush. I think Mendoza is going to be helped by his own line. He's going to get the ball out quick, and I think he's going to neutralize that threat of Miami, which is the biggest thing. Because Miami's going to play to their strengths. Their strength is their defense. Their strength is their pass rush. But when you're going against a team with arguably probably the best O-line in all of college football, it's canceling it out. It's neutralizing the two threats. Why do you think Julian Sane was getting rocked by Miami? The O-line for Ohio State is a lot weaker than IU's. So
Yeah.
They had a field day with that Ohio State O-line, but now they're going against superstars in the trenches.
Yeah.
That's the bit. The battles are won, games are won in the trenches when it comes to games like this. So that's honestly the biggest thing for IU that I see working out for them. I don't think it's going to be a blowout, though. It's going to be a close
I
game.
don't either.
No,
I think IU takes the W, though.
Man, you took the words right out of my mouth, George. The pass rush versus the O-line is going to win the game. Miami iced the game against Ohio State with the pass rush. They iced the game against Ole Miss with the pass rush. And I could see them doing it again. The Indiana offensive line has also been so good. I mean, that Rose Bowl game, they cleared such big gaps for the running back to accelerate through holes, for the running backs to do their thing. Both these teams have such good front lines that's going to be the difference.
Here's the thing when it comes to this team, when it comes to this offense, either way, you stop the run, we go to the pass, and it's perfect. You stop the air attack, We go to the ground game. We have two. I think both of them were almost 1,000-yard rushers. One was and one wasn't. But I think the team is so dynamic in such a way. You can go to anybody on this offense and they will make a play. You can go to anybody. You don't there and Miami's two corners are banged up. I don't know what the story is with them. I don't know how if they're gonna go, if they're not gonna go, but if they don't go, forget it. That point spread is gonna go up +10.
Yeah, I think another thing too. This game is how disciplined these two teams are. Right, Miami has all the talent in the world. They are an incredibly undisciplined football team. I mean, just watching that game against Ole Miss, they took a lot of really bad penalties. Really, the reason their offense couldn't move the ball. The offense really moved the ball pretty efficiently all game, but a lot of their drives stalled because of bad penalties. I believe IU is maybe the least penalized team in college football this year. They just don't take penalties. And I think Miami, they're undisciplined. And that's kind of what Miami's always been. That's kind of their identity is undisciplined physical football. But in a game like this, I think mental mistakes could be what this game ends up coming down to. I think Mario Cristobal is really not that great of a coach, to be honest. I think Miami is way more talent-wise over coaching. I think Mario Cristobal didn't really coach that great of a game against Ole Miss. But again, no. Miami was able to run the football very well. Their pass rush obviously was great. But I think that discipline is going to be the difference in this game because Curt Cignetti teams, they just don't make mistakes, man. They really don't.
Because if they do, they're never gonna hear the end of it.
They're never gonna hear the end of it.
They are never gonna hear the end of it, and that's
and
the
you
thing.
You have this head coach like Cignetti who's not gonna let you mess up, but then you also have a quarterback who is so smart. Mendoza, he makes the smart throws, which is why he's gonna have this NFL success. You know, a lot of people, they look at Mendoza, they see the arm talent isn't there, but the reason he's going number one, the reason he's leading this IU team to number one in the country, it's his decision making. It's his ability to read a defense, its ability to find holes in really good defense and make the smart throws. Now we have a comment again from Chris saying a lot of these IU players were recruited by Cignetti to JMU and came with him over to Indiana. So there's that on the table in terms of what Ben brought up in terms of the recruitment with all that. So
here's the thing also with Fernando Mendoza. He's so humble. He's the kind of guy that is he throws an interception, he's smiling and he's clapping off the field. He's the first thing he's like, all right, you know what? It happened. It just that's all you can say is it happened. Yes. There's no, I'm going to slam my helmet down. I'm going to be like, oh, why did I throw that? And I'm not going to yell at my receiver for saying, why did that route go the wrong way? No, it's that it happens. Move on. There's more drives to be played. The game is not over. So that's the mentality he's under.
That's true. I mean, that Oregon game, not the one in the playoffs, but regular season when he threw that pick six, he didn't let that get to him. Mendoza, he went right back to his craft. He led the team to the win. And that's honestly when they beat the Ducks, the regular season game early on. That's when I think I started to look more at IU as a really, really good college football team because, and Mendoza, because there's going to be mistakes. There's going to be turnovers tomorrow's game. But the fact that he has a short-term memory and he's always thinking the next play over, next sequence over, I think that's what's going to take him the next step. I don't know if Beck has that kind of mentality. He definitely doesn't have the IQ that Mendoza have. It's on a different level. Mendoza's IQ compared to Beck. So that's why I think there's a lot of factors weighing in on why IU should be winning this football game and be national champions.
I'll go Indiana. This is hard. I'll go 38-24. I'll go 38-24. 38, yeah.
When you said 30, I was thinking more at the 30 range. 38 is a ton.
I don't think they get 38 off this Miami defense. Yeah, I know we've been saying how good this O-line is and Mendoza is. I don't think they're able to put up 38 over this defense.
Nobody thought we could score 56 against Oregon.
56, 38, first time.
You're not going to replicate that performance.
What do you mean?
I mean,
replicate
have
that.
You met Curt Cignetti?
Replicate that performance. We've replicated that performance like 5 times this year.
Against who though? Like the strength is
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It matters who you're playing against. If
Who-
if
who's
the
Miami?
Okay.
What teams in the ACC have exactly challenged Miami this year?
I don't know, I'm not an expert on my team. So I'm not-
I will pull up their schedule right
yeah,
now,
that's what
Jack.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
go through it all.
Pull up the 12
Miami
team schedule.
2025,
And tell me,
2026.
George, I don't need to know who they played and what score. I want to know how many teams were ranked, and I want to know how many teams ended up making the college football playoff that Miami played. I want to know.
Four
Wait,
ranked
that-
games. I don't think anywhere against CFP teams.
I'll throw out my score. I'm gonna go 30-17 Indiana,
So another 30 ball.
but only not 38 though. 30. I think that's a reason.
I think
Yes,
30 is
that's reasonable, Jack.
38 is
I
crazy.
think IU gets one defensive touchdown.
Yeah.
One defensive touchdown. I'll go. Who do I want? Who do I think score? I'm gonna go with Isaiah Jones getting the defensive touchdown. And then they score 23 offensively, which I think is reasonable. That's 2 touchdowns, and field goals.
Are we
Jim,
ready for the
Indiana
Miami
play-
schedule?
Yeah.
Indiana played 2 college football playoff teams. They had one scheduled in the regular season, and the second was Ohio State. But that's your conference championship game.
They won the conference.
They
won.
They won both the games. Well, you have one on your
Let's
schedule.
flip and go.
You have Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State, Iowa,
Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, both 10 wins this year.
UCLA.
By the way, yeah.
These aren't football schools.
So
Wait,
what?
but Kennesaw State won their conference though.
Okay, so
How
My- Miami, they
George, hold on.
beat.
You
Beth-
have to understand that this.
I probably have to go.
Yeah, you probably have to go. Yeah,
Yeah.
Enjoy IHOP, Jack.
yeah. Go enjoy Auburn. You probably you have to understand that this team,
He's on a show right now. No, you're-
this team. Hold on 1 second. I'll probably.
Wow, Jason really locked in right now.
So
Definitely.
here's the thing. Here's the thing. When it comes to this schedule, we don't choose the out of the conference opponents. We don't choose that. If we did, we would have chosen Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan every year. We wouldn't have.
This
We
year,
don't. We don't. We don't choose them. They literally just alternates every
Yeah,
other
we're
year.
not Notre Dame.
Okay, you
We don't
choose Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State. You choose all those games, though.
They also choose us. They also call us.
Wait, but the SEC.
But you don't have to say yes.
The
why
S-
wouldn't you say
Why
that?
are
Yes.
you yelling at the SEC for playing in November, or Grambling, or freaking when Ole Miss played the Citadel? Like, why are we getting targeted for
That's
that?
not a valid excuse because
Bro, Miami has played Notre Dame, South
And they
Florida,
lost. Or they
Florida,
won.
Florida State, Stanford. Like they play real teams.
Stanford.
Stanford. Just because
Stanford.
Christian McCaffrey went there doesn't mean anything.
They won 42-7,
They
Ben.
won 42-7. Yeah, that's fair. I know, I'm just
They beat
going down the-
Syracuse.
I'm going down the list quickly here.
They played Bethune Cookman. They played USF.
That's a ranked team.
They lost to Louisville.
Let's go, Louisville.
They lost to Louisville.
Yes, sir.
They lost to SMU.
They also
Yeah,
beat Notre
they did.
Dame and USF. Like
Oh, cute. Oh, South Florida, cute. Okay.
USF is ranked, Jason.
No logical explanation to take Miami to win this game.
Their defense. They're gonna lock down Fernando Mendoza. That's
Virginia
it.
Tech they played. They played Virginia Tech.
The sole player that we have to worry about. Their corners are banged up.
It's coming off the edge you have to worry about.
Yeah, you
It's
gotta worry
coming-
about the pass rush.
This is their toughest test. Sure. Carter Smith's toughest test on the line, protecting Ruben Bean. This is Miami's a dirty team. They're gonna do is they're gonna make it their mission to take out Fernando Mendoza. So Carter Smith,
Oh, here come the excuses. Here they come.
you watch the Big Ten championship. That's all they tried to do. But here's the thing:
Big Ten
they
championship?
have to protect Mendoza. The literal first play of the game, we all thought it was over because they all tried to kill Mendoza. But now here we are. We're still here.
Yeah.
We're still here. There's you can take Miami all you want. You can take the Hurricanes, you can take Carson Beck, $7 million quarterback. You can take him.
My boy's in grad school. He's getting smarter. Well, he's still playing.
He's getting smarter. He's getting smarter. You guys can talk about your MLB lockout now.
Ugh.
Y'all can
That's
talk
gonna
about
be
your MLB lockout. I think personally, the MLB All-Star game should be just the Dodgers versus everybody else. It'd be really funny. I think it'd be really funny if y'all did that. But yeah, other than Ben taking Miami to beat us, it was a great time on the show.
Wait, what was his score prediction?
Oh yeah, Ben, score prediction. Oh boy, here we go.
Score prediction. I don't know. Scores predictions are still hard. I'm thinking it's gonna be close in my opinion. I think like 27-24, something like that.
Kicker makes a field goal. Okay.
I have
Nico
24-17 IU.
No, that's our kicker.
Nico Raditz is gonna miss, apparently.
Oh man.
24-17 IU.
All right, low scoring.
I respect that. I respect
Low
That I
scoring. I see that.
That I respect. All right, gentlemen. It was
Well, I guess Jason's
Up,
gone.
he's frozen.
He's frozen. He's still here.
Up, he's back. He's muted though.
Now he's muted. Wow. It's been an adventure with Jason tonight.
He's trying to talk. Hello?
He's trying.
And now he's
Anyone home?
frozen again.
Ben's
Up,
wrong.
Up, he's back.
Ben's wrong. Indiana's the national champions. That's it. Go IU. Good night.
Nighty night.
Pure rage
Alrighty.
rate. Pure rage rate on the honorable Jason Lee.
Do you still think do you actually seriously think that
It'll probably be Indy.
you're going IU the second he leaves off?
Let's stick with Miami. Let's make it fun.
What was your score prediction again?
27-24. Pick them.
27-24.
It could go either way. I don't know.
Yes.
Let's talk some Major League Baseball though.
I want to talk baseball. I've been waiting for it.
MLB, man. I'm excited.
As a Yankee fan, I'm like, what are we doing? What are we doing right now? We got one more year of baseball, it looks like, before we have a little break. So let's make it a good one if we're the Yankees. So far, though, I mean, we got Pete Alonso now in our division, which should be fun. We have Ranger Suarez now in our division, which should be even more fun. So just I'm not having a good time right now. Now, I was the guy who was saying to all the Yankee fans, let's pump the brakes on how worked up we're getting over how Brian Cashman hasn't been doing anything. I was truthfully saying that. You know why? Because the ideal offseason I had was signing Bo Bichette, bringing Bellinger back, and trading for a starter. Those are the three moves I wanted us to do. And when all these guys were getting signed, you know, of course, you had the deadline. You had Schwarber go back. You had Diaz to the Dodgers. You had Alonso to the Orioles. That's what happened. And then you had a few more moves coming since then. Edward Cabrera got traded. I know people weren't happy with that. They wanted him to New York. But the fact that all these guys would not be the best fit for the Yankees, I was cool as a cucumber. I was telling Yankee fans, calm down. I know you're impatient. I know you want Bellinger back. But they actually I saw it today. The Yankees have made a final offer. They do not want to go into a bidding war for Bellinger. And I support that. You do not need to overpay for Cody Bellinger. That's the last guy you overpay for.
But who's out there besides Bellinger that's going to make this anywhere near a successful offseason? Listen, Bichette's off the board. He's a New York Met, which I'm kind of happy about. 3 years for $126 million. It's a ton of money. Edward Cabrera, what has he done besides having a nasty MLB The Show card a couple
It was
years
a great MLB The Show
That was a
card, man.
great
I
MLB The
always
Show
hated
card,
loading into a game, and I had to see his
Cutter,
face
the
pop up.
stinker. And then Kyle Tucker also got a ton of money that I don't think he deserved. Bellinger's the guy for the Yankees. I mean, he proved that he could play in Yankee Stadium. He proved he could be successful in the New York market, which I always look at because a lot of the times people are good elsewhere, but they come to New York where the fans expect more, where the media expects more, and they just crumble under all that pressure. Bellinger did it. And he had a great season. So I wouldn't be opposed to getting into a bidding war.
See, here's the thing. I don't want a contract that's going to bite us in the butt. You look at how the DJ LeMahieu contract has worked out for us. The Aaron Hicks contract. We just feel like we keep needing to bring our guys back. and it just bites us in the butt. Now, here's the other argument for you, Ben. You bring back Bellinger. What's different compared to last year? What's different? There's nothing else different. And the fact that the Red Sox got better, the Blue Jays are still the same. They added Kazuma Okamoto, who's going to be good. They added Dylan Cease. The Blue Jays are better. The Orioles grabbed Pete Alonso, and they probably will get another starter, maybe Framber Valdez. All three teams, but the Rays are just raising. I'd never count the Rays out. I've learned that as a Yankee fan. They could always be sneaky, but
You're
the
gonna
fact
do
that
something, it doesn't matter.
everyone in this offseason in our division, which is by far the most competitive in baseball, has taken a step up.
NL West?
What?
NL West? Anyone? Most competitive?
I'm just saying for the
Yeah,
Yankees,
I know, just
it's
continue.
definitely up there. But
Yeah,
for a team that the Yankees that snuck in as a wild card team, the fact that every other team has taken that step up, and your plan, if you do hypothetically bring back Bellinger, is to run back the same team. The definition of insanity, doing the same thing repeatedly and expecting a different result. Bringing back Bellinger will not produce a different result. You know what the different result is? You miss the playoffs. You miss the playoffs if you bring back Cody Bellinger. If that's the only move, there's no way. The Red Sox will be better. The Blue Jays win the division. That's already over with. Toronto's just a juggernaut, and they deserve it because they're such a fundamentally sound baseball team. You got Vladdy, who's a superstar. Okamoto's going to be really good. Ernie Clement, I freaking hate that guy.
Oh my
All the
God.
stupid base hits. He drives me nuts as a Yankee fan. Dylan Cease, I feel like a lot of people are overrating him, but he's still a solid starting pitcher. So, and the Red Sox brought in Ranger Suarez. Do you know how frustrating it's going to be for this Yankee team? Think about it. We bring Cody Bellinger back. You add another lefty. The Yankees have to face Crochet and Suarez. Think of all these lefties we got. We got Grisham, who don't even get me started on Trent Grisham. Grisham, hypothetically Bellinger, Ben Rice, Jazz Chisholm, Ryan McMahon, who cannot hit a lefty to save his life. You got 5 guys already out of 9 who will be facing lefties. And you got guys like Rosario who can hit lefties really well. And your backup catcher, Austin Wells, who probably will be doing the catching for you this year. He's another lefty. Jason Dominguez is a switch hitter, but he cannot hit from the right side to save his life. You have this idea of Spencer Jones. That's another lefty. We're so lefty heavy, and that's why Bo Bichette would have been perfect. A 311 hitter, a contact guy. By the way, the Yankees still don't have a leadoff hitter. He could lead off for the Yankees. He'll play second base. I would be so open to re-signing if the opportunity presented itself. Bring back Bichette and you trade Jazz. I would do that in a heartbeat. I love Jazz to death, but we're missing something. We're missing a dynamic contact hitter who will lead off for us. We're missing another star righty, and Bo Bichette would have been that guy. Now you look at this market, it's really now just Bellinger or nothing. You might have to get crafty with some trades, but Ben, this puts a lot of pressure possibly on Jason Dominguez to make something happen. I don't think he's going to get a lot of chances to start the season, but even if we just bring back hypothetically Bellinger, I could see after a month into the season, we give Woes the boot. Rice is going to catch. Bellinger is going to play first, and Dominguez is going to be in left field. We're going to be forced to make that move, or possibly Spencer Jones. But one of these two guys, Spencer Jones or Jason Dominguez, will have to contribute. Even with bringing back Bellinger, they're going to have to play at the MLB level, which is scary. I don't know what I'm getting out of them if I'm a Yankee fan. It's not looking good. We'll have a solid season. We'll be over 500, but this is a Yankee team with the best player on the planet, Aaron Judge. By the All-Star break, you're going to have Garrett Cole back. You'll have Rodon back. Like, you have superstars. You gave out superstar contracts. You have collectively Aaron Judge, Garrett Cole, Max Fried, Carlos Rodon, Giancarlo Stanton. You signed all those giant free agents for what? For what? You haven't built the team around them, and that's a problem.
Yeah, I'm with you. on the fact that the Yankees haven't done enough this offseason. But let me play devil's advocate for a second. You add Garrett Cole to this rotation, a Cy Young winning pitcher who the Yankees didn't have to lean on last year. You have Max Fried, who pitched like a Cy Young pitcher last year. You have Carlos Rodon, who I know hasn't played the best since signing with the Yankees, but he took another step forward last year. You
He was
have
good last
Luis
year.
Gil, who was injured for a lot of last year, but again, has shown a lot at the major league level. And then you have Cam Schlittler, who came alive during that postseason run. You
Holy
have
shit! Holy
you
shit!
5 pitchers who have shown a lot at the major league level. And then you have a guy like Ryan Weathers, who you just traded for, who might
Love
be
Ryan
able to
Weathers.
come in for a spot start, who might be able to shift to the bullpen, anchor the bullpen. You still have Bednar, who was lights out last year. The Yankees are going to be different this year. A lot of the times they lean into that Bronx Bombers. We're going to hit the ball out of the park, and if you don't score a million runs, you're going to lose. This year, it's going to be a lot different because the Yankees are going to be so much pitching heavy. Whether that's for worse or whether that's for good, the Yankees are going to lean on their pitching. And if they can figure out their bullpen, I think the pitching can be really good. And the next part of it is you talk about being scared of guys like Spencer Jones and Jason Dominguez come up. I feel like I've been hearing these names since I was 5 years old. When are they going to start playing in the bigs? It's time. Let the babies go.
Yeah,
They
I mean
gotta learn
Spencer
at some
Jones.
point, this is the time to do it.
Here's this gonna blow your mind. Spencer Jones is 25, going on 26. Ben, That's the
Exactly.
age.
Judge didn't come up till he was 30. It's too much with the Yankees and letting these guys develop until the midway point of their career.
here's
Let
the
them
thing with the
learn
pitching.
by fire.
Every pitcher has something though going on. Cole is not going to be back for a while, Ben. I'm telling you that. Garrett Cole will not be back for a while. He's going to miss the first 2 months, maybe even 3 months of the season, Garrett Cole, with this Tommy John. Carlos Rodon is missing time. He's going to miss at least the first month. He has a bone spur injury, and this is scary. Bone spur injuries are one of those lingering injuries. Those are never the fun injuries to have. And historically, Rodon coming off of injury, it's never pleasant. He always has to get his feet wet. Now, so those are the two. We're already down them. That's why I love the Ryan Weathers pickup, by the way. But
you
here's
don't win or lose a division in May. Those guys are
Yes,
going to be
I
up for
know.
April and May.
Well-
You're still going to be in it regardless.
here's the thing with Luis Gil. Someone else you mentioned. Luis Gil, his velo dramatically dropped. His control dramatically dropped. I watched almost all the games. I saw Gil's rookie year. He was electric, Luis Gil. He was, I got his freaking picture on my wall. I loved Luis Gil in his rookie year. And this is someone I liked in the minors as well. Always loved him. But it's different, Ben. He's a different pitcher now. He had a shoulder strain. It lingered. It was his lat that he strained really, really bad. He missed almost the whole season. And when he came back, this is a guy's rookie year, 97, 98. That fastball, it jumps at you. He's touching 93 now. He
And now
doesn't
he's had-
have.
And now
He
he's
has
had
no
a whole
control.
offseason to rest that shoulder and get back to what he was doing. You
I'm
got to
just
look
saying-
at the rookie season, in my opinion, because he missed so much time that it wasn't really indicative of who Luis Gil is when he was on the hill last year.
So my thing with Gil, and this is something that he had in his rookie season when he was healthy, it was always a marathon for him to get to the 5th inning. This guy would not be able to handle workload. His stamina was awful. It always was. And this is why I see Gil as a fantastic bullpen pitcher. If you tell Luis Gil, you're getting 1 inning, because here's the thing with Gil. He was always holding something back when he pitched because he knew as a starter, I have to conserve my energy. I have to wait. I have to go at least 5 innings if I want to put together a good start, if I want to give my team the best shot. He always was gassed. If you tell Luis, go get him, Tiger, 1 inning, let it loose on the mound, you're going to see that electric rookie. I just don't know if we will again with him as a starter, because even when he was fully healthy, it was so hard for him to get to the 5th inning. It was hard for him to get through the 4th sometimes. So you put him in the pen, and I don't know if the Yankees have that luxury, maybe with the addition of Ryan Weathers, but first part of the season, you might not be able to do that without Cole and Rodon. But that's where I see Luis Gil ending up, and I think he would be amazing in the bullpen. But as a starter, he's a little underwhelming for me.
Yeah, this is where Ryan Weathers does come into the conversation. I think as a Yankee fan, you have to get it through your head that, hey, the first 2 months of the year are going to suck. We don't have our top 2 pitchers. We don't have our 2 of our best guys. And we're going to have to see maybe some bullpen games, maybe some spot starts, but it's not going to be pretty. It's not what we're looking to see. So you got to base this off of June 1st to September 31st. When you have Cole, when you have Rodon, and you could put Ryan Weathers in the starting rotation and make it Cole, Fried, Rodon, Weathers, Schlittler. That is pretty right there. And then you have Bednar as your 9th inning guy. Maybe you have Luis Gil as your setup guy. Maybe he can go 7th and 8th inning because he does have energy to go to innings. I mean, he was a starter at the end of the day. I get your point, and I actually like what you're saying, but he can be more of that length reliever if you need it at times. And the Yankees will piece together the rest. The Yankees have never not been good. Is what I'm saying. They always find ways to do it, even in years like 2017, where it was supposed to be a rebuild year. I know they had a bunch of young pieces who panned out, but they did it, and they made it to Game 7 of the ALCS. I just feel like the Yankees always figure it out, and that's not going to change.
I feel like this is a different Yankee front office. This is a different view of the team than 2017. And the thing is, we don't have spots for all these young guys. We don't have a spot for a Gary Sanchez to come up and hit 30 homers for us. We don't have a spot for a Starlin Castro to come up and be this type of player, because we have guys like McMahon. McMahon's not going anywhere. You know why? Because he's getting paid $25 million or 16, excuse me, not 25, but he's got a big contract. You can't dump him off somewhere. You can't dump him off in Chicago for Nico Hoerner. So you have roadblocks if you're the Yankees. You have Trent Grisham. He's a roadblock. You can't have this young, youthful outfield with Dominguez, who I think can be a star, with Spencer Jones, who knocks the cover off the ball. You can't do that because you have guys in the way. That 2017 team, this was a rebuild. It was basically, let's just see what happens. Let's throw these guys out there, and the chemistry was elite. And it was a Cinderella run. This year, you can't do that. You don't have the luxury to be youthful. You don't. The only youth you're getting is Dominguez or Jones, but there's no room for both of them. The youth in the pitching, there's Cam Schlittler, very youthful. Another guy I like, if we're talking about youthful guys coming up, Elmer Rodriguez Cruz. Their best, in my opinion, pitching prospect. He's in AAA. He's going to be in spring training. I do honestly expect him to make the opening day roster, probably, Elmer Rodriguez Cruz. He's got no minor league options. I could see him. Honestly, Ben, instead of a bullpen day, the Yankees will call up Elmer Rodriguez Cruz to pitch because he has no minor league options used. You could send him up and down as much as you want. So I could see that being a guy they use. Maybe he burst onto the scene. Kind of like what they did with Gil his rookie year. That's something I could see. But the problem, you're running back into the problem of what's different from last year. What's different? I know you're going to have Cole, but you're going to miss time with him. I know you're going to have Ryan Weathers, who I'm really, really intrigued on. But offensively, what's different? There's nothing different in this offense. And that's a problem. That's a problem with this team. I would have liked to get another bat on top of Bellinger, but I don't know if that's doable. Now, ideally, I'd get Bellinger and I'd get Nico Hoerner. I'd find a way to trade. The price is high. The price is going to be high for Hoerner. I am willing to trade one of the two, Jason Dominguez or Spencer Jones. And here's why. What are they doing for you at the big league level? They can't go play second base for you or third. Nico Horner can. If you want an infielder, if you want a righty, if you want a leadoff hitter, if you want someone fast, that's Nico Horner. Spencer Jones is going to be terrific. Jason Dominguez, I think, will be very good. But if you're just going to keep them on your bench, if you're not going to give them that everyday opportunity, why waste them? You've said you've been hearing about them since you were 5. You're going to keep hearing about them because they're never going to get a chance, Ben. We got to strike while the iron's hot. Judge is only getting older. Cole's only getting older. Fried's only getting older. You are in win now mode. You need to do something. You need to do something besides just bringing back Bellinger. I know you made a good case on why you could just bring back Bellinger and you have all these other reasons to be excited, but it's way too much of a risk. It's way too risky when you're in a gritty division like this where you just made it. You made it in by the seam of your pants last year. If you're the Yankees, it is not enough to just have faith that this team's going to do something different last year offensively. It's just way too much. It's way too much to ask for. You need to do something more than just Cody Bellinger. Ergo, Bo Bichette would have been good. Not going to dive into that. And I'll just say this. The stupidest thing we did this offseason, you gave Trent Grisham the qualifying offer. Why? Why? $22 million. Trent Grisham, phenomenal last year. So many clutch homers, but he was nothing in the postseason, and he's more of the same. He's a 230 hitter who's going to be in the middle of your lineup, who's going to be a lefty power bat. We have enough of those. We have Ben Rice. We have Jazz. We have those guys already. We don't need another one. We need someone dynamic. I honestly think the offseason looking a lot different for the Yankees if we don't give Trent Grisham that qualifying offer, but we did, and that stunted our offseason dramatically. And it's just going to be hard this year to make a big push if you just bring back Bellinger. That's what I'm trying to get across.
Yeah, I mean, the thing you're leaving out with Bichette is how much he strikes out, though. Like, yeah, he hits for average and he hits when it matters a lot. But I already know as a Met fan, he's gonna strike out like 6 times in a weekend, and I'm just gonna be so frustrated with him. But with the Yankees, it's Aaron Boone's favorite thing to do. It's to play players out of position, square pegs in round holes, and it doesn't work oftentimes. There's so many years where we're in the dog days of summer, late August, and the playoff seedings are starting to become more clear. And the Yankees are kind of the odd man out, jockeying for position, fighting for a division, fighting for a wild card spot. And Aaron Boone makes a head-scratching decision. Aaron Boone sets a wonky lineup. George, do you think Boone could be gone if this season goes awry for the Yanks?
That is the question. That was the question the past few years. The problem is he's got like a lifetime deal with Brian Cashman, Ben. It's just so frustrating. This is kind of what we're getting into with McDermott. When is losing in the playoffs too much? You know, it's tough to say if Boone will be fired. I think to really have him fired, you got to fall flat on your face. You have to do a full 360. If the Yankees are above 500, Boone stays. But you start to get that tension. You really start to get into panic mode. You know, maybe like an 83 win season, an 84, 85, under 90 wins. Aaron Boone's starting to get on the hot seat. So he's not gone this year, though, Ben, if that's what you're asking. He's not going anywhere this year. Hate it or love it. Boone's still here.
All right. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's time. And I see what you're saying with Cashman and Boone, that love affair between the two. But I just feel like it's done. Like this run with Boone, it was nice. It started off real hot in his first year. They made the ALCS. He made a World Series appearance a couple of years back, but it just feels done. It feels like it's ran its course. It's old now. So
I think I agree with you, Ben. I 100% agree with you. I like Booney as a person. I just think and look, a lot of the things with Boone, it comes from the front office. I'll say that. Boone isn't isn't the head decision maker for this team most of the time. They have a notoriously bad analytic team.
A notoriously bad analytic team that they like to go to.
Yes.
Like it's the Avengers running the analytics
Oh.
department.
So I can't get on Boone all that much like a lot of people do, but I can get on him for a good amount of stuff. The biggest thing when I think of what has Boone messed up on, I get flashbacks. I get fresh flashbacks of Freddie Meet Gibby. I get flashbacks of game 1 of the World Series, putting Nestor Cortez in when he hasn't pitched for like 4 months, when you have Tim Hill ready to go. Who would have? I got game 3, we put Tim Hill versus Freddie Freeman. First pitch, pop fly to the pitcher's mound. That's the biggest thing with Aaron Boone. It's just the decision making's been weak in big spots. A few years back, I don't know if a lot of you guys even remember this. This is when we missed we lost in the wild card game. It wasn't a wild card round anymore. It was a wild card game.
Was that, the Indians?
No, this was the Red Sox. This is post COVID.
Oh, that was the Cole game.
What?
Was that the Cole game where he got lit up?
No, this is when we had Rudnit Odor bunt, and it was the stupidest call ever.
Yeah,
and those are the two that come right to mind with Boone. There's just a lot of questionable decisions, but he's not gone this year. But like I said, he gets in the hot seat soon. I think something happens if he comes up short again. What about those Mets though?
The Mets?
What
I was
about
going to
those
go to the Dodgers, but we could go to the Mets. I mean,
let's go. We're going to the Dodgers. We definitely have to, but we're on the other New York team right now. Might as well cross the bridges and get over to Queens right now. You guys have had an interesting offseason. A really interesting one.
It's been real weird because at the same time they've made moves, but it feels like they also haven't. Like it feels like there's so much going out and not that much coming in. I'm not confident Devin Williams will be able to get back to his Milwaukee self. The one thing I'll say on Williams is that maybe David Stearns has some analytics that the Yankees weren't able to tap into, that Stearns still has in the back of his head from their days back in Milwaukee, and the Mets can utilize that and be good to go on that front. Jeff McNeil leaving, don't let the door hit you on the way out. He was done in New York. It got to a point where it was just too much with him. Pete Alonso, I have no reason why they didn't put up a fight in signing him. I mean, your young first base prospects aren't going to be ready. I don't think Jorge Polanco is the answer at first base. Maybe he's a fine stopgap guy, but you would love Pete Alonso, who was the best power hitter in your franchise's history, manning the first base. And then as far as the rest of the infield goes, it feels like there's just a logjam with Jorge Polanco, with Brett Beatty, with Mark Vientos, with Ronnie Mauricio, Luis Angel Acuna, Marcus Semien. That's like 7 guys that can play 4 spots. I don't mind moving Brett Beatty out to left field. I think that could be an interesting development for him. He's still young enough to learn a new position. But again, square pegs in round holes. That's not his primary position. I don't know if Beatty's going to be successful there because he finally got in a rhythm at third base, hitting the ball this past year. He finally got in a rhythm, playing pretty good defense, in my opinion. I don't want to upset that rhythm. Mark Vientos is probably going to be the DH. He had a terrible year offensively last year. I do believe he can have a bounce back season, but that's, again, it's a question mark. And then at third base, I mentioned Bichette earlier. I'm excited to see what he can do, but the strikeouts worry me. He's an average. He hits for average, but at the same time, can you do it when it matters most? Because that was the Mets' biggest issue. They would get runners on. It would be first and second, 1 out, and then they wouldn't be able to come through. Bichette is supposed to fill that need. I mean, he has the most hits with runners in scoring position from last year. Francisco Alvarez is the next guy. He was riddled with injuries in 2025. What can he do in 2026? Nimmo's on the way out. Diaz on the way out. What is your rotation? Sean Manaea had a brutal 25. I know he was decimated with injuries. Kodai Senga, same story. Your bullpen sucked in 25. Now Diaz isn't there. Ryan Stanek isn't there. I'm sure there's a couple names that I'm forgetting right now. It's not good enough. But at the end of the day, I do have so much trust in David Stearns after that 2024 season that I feel like the Mets are going to be all right.
All right, I'll break this down a little bit. First of all, with Beatty, I think I've seen it in the past. The transition from third base to left field usually does work out well. I don't think it's the biggest pill to swallow for Beatty, and I really like Beatty. When you had all those prospects coming up, you had Mauricio, Alvarez, Beatty, Acuna. You still got it. You're still waiting for Acuna, but
Kind of.
yeah, I don't really know what to think on Acuna, but I liked Beatty the most. I thought he was the most complete player. I thought he was the most MLB ready player, and he's kind of proved me right. And Vientos thrown into that category too. With it's just I think Bichette might have a hard time at third. I don't know if his arm's strong enough.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if the arm's there. You know, the Mets have a lot of guys. You said it perfectly. Square, you know, the whatever you said with the circles and squares. I don't even remember it.
Run holes.
I like that. But Polanco at first, I feel like is going to be a challenge. I might have rather Vientos at first because he's played it there a few times. But
He's stuck there though.
the good thing is what you look at is with the bat, they're good with the Mets. You're not really it's just a defensive thing. How much will that hurt you? The only thing is the rotation isn't there with the Mets.
No.
There's no rotation. I've said this before. This is how I see the Mets.
It's the pitching as a whole just isn't there.
Yes. Trio of young starters. Here's how I view them. McLean's going to be a star. Nolan McLean is by far the best one you have. Sproat will be all right. He's not going to.
I could see Sproat being shifted to the bullpen. They might need it bad enough.
Yes.
Sproat
isn't that all-star level guy. Tong is boom or bust. Tong will be a good pitcher, or he's gonna be awful.
My thoughts on Tong last year was that he needed a little bit more time. He was getting rattled too easy. It looked like he was about to cry in his post-game interviews. So maybe they start him in the minors. I think a lot of people are forgetting about Christian Scott, who came up in 24, made like 3 starts, and then went down with Tommy John. He'll be coming back. He was awesome in those 3 starts. He was looking like a young Jacob deGrom, a young Steven Matz, and nobody is talking about him. Nobody is talking about his return, which it's something I would keep an eye out for.
Yeah, I definitely see that too. With the Mets, what do you see in Francisco Alvarez? That's the other guy.
It's so up to determination for me because a couple of years back he was awesome. I mean, he was hitting homers. I forget what he has. He was he was always very streaky. But then last year he had the injury against the Dodgers on the road. It was like a late night game, I think. But he just dealt with stuff all year long, and he couldn't find a rhythm. He couldn't get into a routine because he wasn't consistently playing. So if he can stay on the field, I think he'll have a nice year. He's a very sound defensive catcher in terms of pitch framing. He's got a nice strong arm. So I would like to see him come back. And then even with Luis Torrens, who showed us so much last year in the time that Alvarez missed. I know as a Yankee fan, maybe some feelings on Torrens, but I saw a good amount. If Alvarez does end up going down, I'm confident that the Mets have a solid backup catcher in case of emergency. Excuse me.
See, I think Francisco Alvarez is the X factor for this Met offense. I mean, you can make an argument for Vientos, but if you have Alvarez click, he doesn't get hurt, he stays consistent. This is a damn good lineup to a point where you don't need Vientos to hit. You're going to have your 2 Titans. You have 3 Titans. You have 1 major Titan and Soto, but then you got the guys like Lindor. 2 Titan. You would put Lindor into the Titan category?
I don't know if I would call either of them Titans. I would say.
Oh, I think Soto's a Titan.
Yeah.
Soto's a freaking Titan. Juan Soto. He's a Titan. I'll put it. He's Titan in my book.
All right. Maybe it goes Soto and Lindor on their own levels. But 2 separate levels, and then maybe Semien and Bichette.
Oh, but don't put Semien in Bichette's category, please, Ben. I don't see it. I like the pickup.
I'm not as high on Bichette as you are. I think it's a solid pickup. It's just too much money.
I think you're gonna be scratching your head a little bit then, because like you are right now. When you look at Bichette's numbers, I think he's gonna have a really good year. I like the pickup of Semien. I don't love it. I think Semien, you get a huge upgrade defensively at second base. You got a
Right.
guy who randomly out of the blue with the Blue Jays just decided to set the major league record for the most homers in a single season for a second baseman. He's not doing that. He's finished twice. Third in MVP voting. Like Marcus Semien just has a lot of random facts that for some reason I know like the back of my hand.
But he has
But
a lot of random facts, which is why I'm saying you're underrating him. I think he
I'm not
can
underrated.
talk a little bit. He's a guy that's going to be on the field every day. He
Yes.
doesn't miss games flat out.
Yes,
He's very
knock on
good
wood.
defensively. What I'm hoping more than anything, obviously, I hope he hits 50, 70 homers and the Mets go on to win the World Series. But as a realistic hope, more than anything, I hope he can dump off so much of the baseball knowledge he has onto a guy like Luis Angel Acuna, who will
Yes.
hopefully take over the second base duties, maybe even as the season goes along, but certainly next year.
Yeah, and Semien, he's someone who will hold down the fort for the bottom third of the lineup. Okay,
Right.
you're not gonna have that fall off now with Semien. Semien, he definitely had a down year. He definitely his first year, I believe, with Texas was the good one, but since then, definitely not living up to the hype. But I mean, I'm not wrong, right? The Rangers are eating that contract mostly.
Are they really? I didn't know that.
I know the trade for Nimmo and Semien, the Mets were able to shave off
I know
payroll.
the Mets got out of a ton of money on Nimmo, which
Yes,
is the only
so
reason
I
I
don't know.
wasn't super
I
mad
don't
on
know
that.
why. I don't know how that happened. Either someone needs something or whatever, but that's
Well,
why I
no,
like the move.
Nimmo is making a million,
Oh,
like a ridiculous amount of money,
yeah.
and the Mets are pretty much off the hook for it. That's why they're able to shave off so much payroll.
Yes. So that's why I like the move for the Mets. I mean, you got the juggernaut contract of Soto, but the only like the Bichette move was random to me. I really thought it was between the Yankees or the Phillies, or I could see the Dodgers come out of nowhere and ruin it. But when I saw the Mets, and listen, I'm proud to say I was on my phone. I saw MLB 14 seconds posted. That's how early I saw it. So I was the first to tell all my friends Bo Bichette went to the Mets, and they said, "The Mets? Really?" And I said this to a Yankee fan and a Dodger fan when it first happened, and they
Man,
were shocked
what
because
team
they
are you
thought,
going to? Yankees, Dodgers, man. Come
no,
on.
one Yankee, one Dodger fan.
No, I know.
But and they were surprised because both of their teams were in the running for Bichette. You never ruled the Dodgers out, and it looked like there was a real chance of Bichette coming to the Yankees. But then you see the Mets pop up, and I was like, whoa, I did not expect that. I expected the Mets to try and spend their capital on a starter. That's what I saw the Mets trying to do. So at the end of the day, the Bichette signing's good. Great player. But in hindsight, would you have rather spent that money on a starter? Would you have rather addressed your most immediate need for the Mets than just add another infielder? If it's Bellinger, I think that's a different story.
Bichette was definitely the pivot for the Mets. I mean, I walk out of French class, I open my phone, I see Bichette. I was kind of like, oh man, let's go. And then I saw the money, it dampened the mood a little bit, but still overall, I was happy with it. The thing with the pitching market is it's so skim. I don't really like any of the guys out there. Framber Valdez seems like a jerk to me. And I'm going to bring up the instance
up
where he
his catcher.
tossed up his catcher. Like,
Oh,
it's an idiot move. Like, nobody does that. I don't see that playing well in New York, that kind of mentality. I heard he's making PowerPoint presentations on why he's actually a good guy. Is Freddie Peralta a free agent or teams have to trade for him?
this is a rental.
Okay, so
I don't
yeah.
mind that.
I don't mind it, but at the same time, it's going to take a lot to get him. I know the Mets have a
You
top
have
5
it.
farm system, but I want to stay as a top 5 farm system. We've never had this good of prospects. I want to continue nurturing and developing that farm system. I don't want to give it up for 1 year of Freddie Peralta. So I don't mind doing that.
You've had you had the gang of Mauricio Alvarez. You
But we
had
never
that
had
little
the guys
gang.
like Williams and Carson Bench and Ryan Clifford. Like right now, the Mets are like top 5 in the sport. When it was Mauricio, Beatty, Vientos, Alvarez, they were down more middle of the pack. Right now, the Mets are right in the thick of things.
There's
in
always
terms
the
of-
big names for the Mets, but they never fully pan out. It's
yeah,
always
story.
and then you got the three musketeers and Sprout, McLean. McLean's gonna be a stud, and Tong. So I don't know about that, but the same thing is, if you're the Mets, why would you like save a dynasty? Why like top 5 trading one of those big guys? You still have the others, Ben. Why like try and win with this dynasty as soon as possible? I know
What
you still got
dynasty?
the Soto dynasty. It's not a dynasty until he
Soto
wins one.
dynasty. They didn't even make the playoffs.
The
this one
Soto
year.
era. The Soto era.
Soto
Excuse
era,
me.
that's better, that's
Wrong
better.
vocabulary. Wrong vocabulary. The Soto era. Why not? Why not capitalize on that? First of all, make Soto happy. I don't think Soto's very happy right now with the Mets organization. Make him happy.
What makes you think that?
You guys missed the playoffs. If he's coming in here,
Yeah.
he's saying, I'm going to this team because they're going to win games, and they missed the playoffs, and the Cincinnati
No,
Reds.
a lot of that was on him too, though,
How so?
because he didn't play up to his standards. I know he really turned it on the second half of the year.
I think he played up to his standards. I think this was
I don't know. I was expecting a little more from him.
so. Here's what I see on Soto's season last year. It was a phenomenal season,
Right.
but this didn't look like Juan Soto phenomenal season. It's a
That's
different
what I was
type of
that's what I'm
season.
trying to say. Yeah.
40 stolen bases out of nowhere for Juan
Right.
Soto. The average wasn't off the chart, which is what we kind of expect. It was a phenomenal. I mean, Ben, the guy hit 43
Right.
homers, 120 runs, which is huge. His walk rate was off the chart, a 17.8 walk rate for Juan Soto. This guy was an absolute monster last year, so I don't think he could be upset with that. But it's definitely a step down. Not a step down. It's a change of pace. Change of pace from the seasons we've previously seen with Juan Soto. It's different. I mean, the biggest outlier is 38 stolen bases. What? Juan Soto? Credit that though. I forget his name, but your first base coach.
Antoine Richardson.
Give that man give him the
Yeah,
suite.
and now
Give him the
he's
suite
on,
in Citi Field.
now
And
he's
he's
part of the
gone.
Atlanta Braves coaching staff. So we're gonna be hearing his name for a long time because that's what the
Credit that to
Braves
him.
do.
Credit that to him. I know Soto isn't fast. Soto is a very smart baseball player. He's able to pick up when to get his jump, but him and what's his name? Antoine?
And it's like Antone or something like that. It's Antoan. I think it's spelled really
French?
weird. Yeah, but so much of baseball, base running, is picking your spots and getting a good jump and making pitchers feel uncomfortable. And that's what Soto was able to do. Like you see so many times where maybe not the speediest guys are stealing bases. It's all in timing. It's all in getting a nice lead and a nice jump. And that's what Soto was able to do so well last year.
Yeah, I think that's 100% the case. Will he continue that? I think he'll still get a good amount. I don't think he'll get 38 because
Yeah.
Antoine or whatever his name isn't there anymore. But I mean, I think the Mets are a few good moves from becoming a huge, scary team. They just need pitching, and I cannot stress that enough. Also, on Framber Valdez, did you say he's making PowerPoints to prove that he's a good guy? Is
That's
he
what-
really?
that's what I read. Yeah.
He's really making PowerPoints to and by
I
the
think
way,
he-
Ben,
I'm pretty sure it was reputable.
can you put the number to call in the chat? I think we're only going to touch on a few more topics, but you sent
Yeah,
it
let
in the private chat, the number to call
No,
in.
I put it in the public also.
Where is it? Because
I'll
I'm
do
gonna
it again. It's at the top now. I could just send it again.
yeah, send it again. I'll put that on the screen. So if anyone does want to call in, because I think we're gonna wrap it up in a little bit. We're obviously gonna talk about the lockout and all that. The Dodgers, money, cash rules everything around me. But yeah, let's just throw it up there in case anyone wants to hit us up via phone. I mean, we had one phone call and it was a little bit of a doozy with Chase.
You know,
I love
Yeah,
it. I love it though. I'm all here for it. So Ben will be putting the number in the chat, you guys. And once it's up, I'll put it on the screen for you guys. give us the call if you want to. If not, you just want to hang out with in the chat, completely fine. But once it's in, we're going to dive into the Dodgers, and I think that might be our final topic on today.
Yeah, this has been good. Let's get to the Dodgers.
Is the number in the chat?
It should be. I sent it, I think.
I'm not seeing anything.
Put it down there. No?
Mm-mm.
I sent it. Maybe it'll take a minute to go through.
All right, well, let's just dive into the Dodgers. Kyle Tucker, $60 million a year. What? Aaron Judge is making 40.
Bo
And-
Bichette's making 42, by the way.
That's oh my god. I mean, I don't know. People are drawing the Judge comparison, but I will say though, the market changes every year. It goes up every
Yeah,
year. So
it's
to
so
compare a
different.
contract post Soto, post Otani, it's hard to compare contracts, and they're gonna get bigger and bigger. Just imagine what Paul Skeens is gonna get when
I
he's a
know.
free agent, what Tarek Skubal is gonna get in a year. So, but is, in your opinion, is Kyle Tucker the guy you give that deal to?
You know, I don't think so. Like, Kyle Tucker's a nice player and all. I don't think he's all that. I mean, the knock on him is his injuries, and he doesn't like to play baseball. But even when he's on the field, I don't think he's worth $60 million a year. He's making more than Juan Soto next year. Juan Soto. And I wanted to be mad at someone after this deal was signed. I couldn't be mad at Steve Cohen because the Mets offered a ridiculous amount as well. I can't be mad at the Dodgers because they're using their financial powers to their advantage. So I settled on being mad at Kyle Tucker. And because he clearly doesn't want baseball to be played in 2026 or 2027. Sorry. He clearly wants the lockout. But even with that, you can't really be mad at him because he took top dollar. What person wouldn't?
Yes.
Um,
And you get to
I
play
don't
for
know.
this fantastic team. I'm
It's
sure as a
so
player, I'm sure
frustrating.
as Kyle Tucker, he wants it. He has a ring. He won one with the Astros when they beat the
Yeah.
Braves, but I'm sure he still wants to win. But you know who I'm mad at? I am mad at the owners and the GMs of small market, air quotes, small market teams. The guys that have the money to do things. Every MLB owner and every MLB GM, they're not broke. They're able to make moves to make themselves competitive. The Brewers, they made moves to make them competitive. Caleb Durbin was a great trade with Devin Williams. They draft well. I'm mad at the teams that don't want to even make an effort. I'm mad at that. You look at the Royals, guys who pulled off great trades and earned themselves a playoff trip. They extended Bobby Witt, but they made trades for like guys like Seth Lugo to come to their squad. They got Mikel Garcia. They're making moves. Teams like the Reds are starting to get interesting. They signed, I think it was Soderstrom or JJ Bleday, one of the guys on the A's they brought in, which I really liked that move. You got teams even like the Pirates who are doing stuff. I love the Brandon Lowe trade for the Pirates. Love it. But it needs to be everyone, which is why, Ben, the biggest thing to come out of this lockout will be a spending floor. You cannot salary cap baseball right now. It's impossible.
But
How are
nothing's
you
gonna
going?
change.
What,
I-
a salary
I
cap?
know, I know no one's going to agree to it. The players will never agree to a salary cap, but
It's too
nothing's
late.
going to change if you don't put on a limit.
Here's the thing that they're gonna. So, but what's the number gonna be? You're gonna cap it at the Dodgers. You're gonna like teams. It's so hard to put a salary cap on a floor. You need to make that floor kind of steep, low key. You're gonna need to force these teams to spend money because you're just gonna limit. You're gonna neutralize teams. The Dodgers won't win 110 games because they lose a game here or there to the Giants. Maybe the Rockies might grab a win here or there if you force them to spend money. That's the biggest thing. You cannot have, and it's also bad for baseball. Like, who's going to go watch a White Sox Rockies game? You know, you're in the city of Denver. Picture this. You go to Chicago on vacation. You're not a diehard baseball fan. You're not like you and me, Ben. Like, obviously, if we go to Chicago, we're going to Wrigley. We're going to Guaranteed Rate. We're going to see some stadiums. But, you know, you watch baseball. Maybe you're coming in from a different city. You're on a business trip from Atlanta. You're a Braves fan. You're not a diehard, but what's the point of going to watch the White Sox and the Rockies play at Guaranteed Rate Field if there's no one playing? I'm not going to see Kyle Teo versus Hunter Goodman. Shout out Hunter Goodman, though. He's a dog on the Rockies. You're not going to see that matchup. There needs to be more talent spread out. And if you add a floor, that would happen. If you add a number that teams need to spend, that's going to make games more exciting. So it's going to make MLB more money. Butts will be in seats, but it makes teams a little less intimidating. It gives more teams a fighting chance. And the only way we would have possibly avoided the lockout is if the Brewers beat the Dodgers in the NLCS. If the Brewers, a team that signed nobody big, everything's homegrown, if they were able to beat the Dodgers, possibly a lockout, even though there's very slim chance, but there's definitely going to be one. Kyle Tucker, just take Babe Ruth at this point. If you're the Dodgers, bring him out of his coffin, bring him back to life, bring Ted Williams out of the frozen chamber that he's in right now. He'll play for you guys for $4 billion. But a floor would make teams more competitive, I think. I don't know your take on it, but that's how I see it. You make the Rays, perfect example. You add a few big players a few good little players to the Rays. That's a good team right there. You just elevate teams.
But teams are just gonna like ticky tack their way. They're gonna overpay for their starting pitching. They're gonna spread it out so evenly that everyone is making the least amount of money possible and beat the floor by like 1 cent. That's what they're going to do. And it's not going to change anything. These teams are going to find a way around it because that's what they've done for so long. And they're not going to continue to change it. Nothing is going to change if the Rockies are able to take 2 out of 3 from the Dodgers on a weekend set. The Dodgers are still going to be in the playoffs. And once you get to the playoffs, the Dodgers are still going to be the Dodgers. The teams, the contract, I think if anything, a floor is going to continue to raise the cost of contracts. Because teams have to spend the money now and they're fighting for the last good players to make their teams better. It's just not going to work. I don't have an answer. I was sitting here thinking about it. What can Major League Baseball do to fix this? I don't have an answer for you.
I don't
That's
either.
not a salary cap, and the players would never agree to it.
I don't know. They have to come up with something. The problem is there's not enough baseball owners that are baseball fans.
Right.
You look at Steve Cohen. This guy
Yeah.
has all the money in the world, but he's a baseball fan. He truly cares about his baseball team. He got Juan Soto. That was his baby. You could love David Stearns all you want. David Stearns had basically nothing to do with the Juan Soto signing. This was Steve Cohen saying,
Steve Cohen.
more. We need more Steve Cohens. We need more people that are willing to. We need more because every baseball owner, they're filthy rich. We need more people willing to spend that amount of money for their team. We need people to not see it as like just another piece on your property. Another thing you could say, oh, well, I own the White Sox. Oh, look at me. I own the Rockies. We can't have that anymore.
It's handed down through families. It's an heirloom.
Yes.
They're just not baseball people.
Yes.
And I think that's what it's boiled down to because you don't care as much about the product on the field unless the other owners and the owners group is pushing you out.
I like how I said owners group because the reason the Dodgers are able to sign all this, the Dodgers are a collectively owned team. There is not one Steve Cohen. There is not one Hal Steinbrenner. There's a team of them.
This is not so much that's going for them with their like the Guggenheim partners, and they have some kind of exception with LA Sportsnet that they get to keep all the revenue from that.
And I believe there's something with the Lakers too.
They're very well maybe. I know Magic Johnson has stakes in both teams.
Yes.
But they just have so much more money to spend on players, and they're using it. I mean, everything is deferred, but they have the money. They're already making the money back. Like they already have the Shohei Ohtani contract paid. They've made that money already.
Not to mention, Ohtani jersey night. Could you imagine how let's guess. How much do you think a ticket is on Shohei Ohtani jersey or like bobblehead night? It's expensive, but the thing is, people are gonna pay. People are
Are
gonna
they
come in. They're
though?
gonna get their
It's
jersey.
the LA fans. They're not showing up until the third inning at least.
They're still paying. It's still gonna be by the seventh inning stretch. Filled seats. Chavez Ravine is going to be filled to the brim, and they're going to be making that money back. They're able to market. They have the most
Yeah,
marketable player.
They
in
have all
baseball.
of Japan on their side with Yamamoto, with Sasaki, and of course with Shohei Ohtani. They have everything going for them in terms of money.
Yes, Shohei Ohtani is by far the most marketable player, maybe in all of sports. LeBron's taken a step down. Soccer, I don't get into. Maybe there's someone in soccer.
Mahomes
but-
is there. He's entertaining.
I think it's easily
Ohtani's there.
Ohtani
I would say Ohtani.
because you have a whole country to market to.
Right.
And a whole country that loves baseball. They bleed baseball in Japan. You ever see what's the Nippon League? One of their
Oh, the
games?
MTV. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, the WBC is a perfect example.
I am
It's
so
madness.
excited for the WBC. I was just
oh my,
thinking
we have
about
to
it.
do a
It's
whole
gonna be
show.
so much fun. Yeah,
We have to
100%.
do a whole show on the WBC. I am so excited. We
Okay.
finally have the Avengers. Last time our ace was Lance Lynn. We had Merrill Kelly and
Yeah.
Adam Rainwright. We have Paul Skeens,
We
Terrence
kinda-
Scoop,
yeah.
Logan Webb. I'm so hyped. I'm so
Last-
excited.
Last time some of the Avengers came out, we had Trout, Trey Turner
Yeah.
back when he was doing his thing. Mookie Betts
Well, he
was
was
on that
batting
team, I
like
believe.
ninth. Trey Turner. He wasn't an
Right.
Avenger.
They have everyone now.
Oh my
Judge is
gosh.
playing. Scooble,
Raleigh.
Skeens, Bobby Witt, Kyle Tucker,
Raleigh.
Cal Raleigh. Everyone is
PCA.
playing. It is going to be cinema.
Mm. Mm.
I cannot wait for
Because
WBC.
because American players are starting to take it as seriously as the Dominican players, as the whole Caribbean we know too. All their
Right.
guys, they're immediately committed. We didn't have that last time, and historically, Team USA hasn't had that sort of right away commitment. I mean, we've always known that Tatis and Soto, Machado, Jose Ramirez, they're all going to play for their countries. Where it's a question for America if they're going to play for Team USA. It's always so worn out if they're going to make the commitment. We always find out later than all the teams, and the last time they won a championship, those weren't top dogs.
Yeah.
Adam Jones is a fantastic, a great veteran, but he's not a guy. He's not an Avenger. Okay, he turned into Avenger for one game. Fantastic. He turned into Iron Man. Superman isn't an Avenger, so I can't call him Superman. But when he made that leaping catch against the wall, he turned into a superhero.
Oh, yeah.
Marcus Stroman turned into a superhero in the WBC. That's the last time they've won it. I believe that was 2017.
I don't even know. Yeah.
So the last one, it's 26. It's every 4 years. So 22 was the last one. So 18.
Yeah.
18 was the last one. So yeah, so since then, and we really had a shot last time without the Avengers.
We were right there. Remember, it was Ohtani versus Trout. That was so much fun. You know what I was just thinking about? You
What?
remember the Great Britain team from the last time? How
The
it was
jerseys.
all like cricket players and they'd never played baseball before. Jazz Chisholm is playing for
He
Britain.
is
It's
with
gonna
the
be,
letters.
It's gonna be him and a bunch of plumbers just carrying Great Britain.
The guys, they had the letters falling off on their jerseys.
Oh,
There was
yeah,
the guy.
that too.
They had one guy who hit like a bunch of homers. He played for the Jace Peterson. That was Jace Peterson.
Not remembering that one.
He hit a home run to lead off, I believe it, for Great Britain because the first game, was in Arizona.
Yeah, I
was
remember watching
game
that
one.
game, yeah.
Lance Lynn was on the mound, and Jace Peterson went deep for Great
Oh,
Britain
I was
because
so scared when that happened. I was like, "What is about to happen? Like, are we about to?"
he is Bahamas, I believe. Yes, Jace Peterson. That was the guy. He's on the Brewers right now, man. He's a little bit of a journeyman. Padres, Braves, Yankees for like a day, Orioles, Brewers, Oakland, Diamondbacks. Oh wait, it wasn't Jace Peterson. Who was that guy? I'm not gonna be able to. I gotta think of his name.
I don't remember who it was, but I know who you're talking about.
Blake something. Blake. Hold on, I gotta look it up now. Who? Hit?
Yeah, I don't really remember. But I remember that was such a fun, like, I'll never forget waking up and seeing the Edwin Diaz news. The
Oh,
pit, the pit that was in my stomach that morning. Nah, that was all time bad. All time bad.
got it. Got it. Oh my gosh, because his brother is an NBA stud.
Who is it?
It is none other than Trace Thompson.
Oh, he's on the Dodgers.
He was on the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And his brother is none other than
Clay.
uh-huh. That's why, because Steph would go to his games.
Right.
Steph would be at Chavez Ravine some nights, and he would be wearing the Dodger blue. He would be watching those games. I remember that. Yeah, that was interesting. That was a weird game. But then I think we had I think Trout went deep. I think Arenado went deep. Who's actually playing for Puerto Rico now?
It's so
Nolan
weird,
Arenado.
where everyone comes out of the woodworks of where their lineage is. Remember when Lars Nootbaar played for Japan or something?
Japan.
I
Yes,
think
no,
about
Korea. Or it was Japan. It was Japan.
Play for the U.S. In the Olympics when he's actually from Cameroon. Everyone always has some random connections. My great aunt's nephew, played in lived in Australia for a year.
The biggest one is Team Israel, because if you have a Jewish grandparent, I want to say, you're automatically a citizen. So that's why you had a lot of just random MLB players playing for Team Israel. I think that's the same thing. Another one, Team Italy. You got the Italian Stallions.
So much lineage.
That I don't even know if these guys are real Italians. I think their names might just sound Italian. I mean, no question though on Pasquatch, Vinny Pasquantino. He's playing for Team Italy, I believe. And Anthony Rizzo's playing. We're gonna see Anthony Rizzo play baseball.
Riz is back in the mix.
Riz is gonna be playing in the WBC.
That's interesting.
We're gonna see Anthony Rizzo, and the coaches. Who is Piazza a coach? Let me look.
I don't know. This is gonna be a great sports year between the WBC, then the World Cup. The World Cup and Fanatics Fest weekend.
No idea.
That's gonna be one of the best sports weekends because it lines up where the World Cup is going on the same weekend as Fanatics Fest in the New York area. That's gonna be so much fun.
I have no idea. I'm terrible with soccer. It's Jorge Posada, Francisco Cervelli for Italy.
I don't know anything about soccer, but I just remember the last one was so much fun to watch, the energy, the atmosphere. And it's going to be in America, so obviously it's going to be good to watch.
Did you watch the games in school last time?
I remember watching a little bit in school.
That was a vibe.
Yeah, it was fun.
That was fun
watching
you
get,
the games in school.
World sporting events. It's fun. We have the Olympics coming up in a couple of weeks. It's a great sports calendar.
No idea what's going on, but I'm here for it.
It's in Italy. Dude, the Four Nations hockey thing last year was.
I have no idea about hockey, but I loved it. I loved it.
When the Kachuk brothers dropped their gloves in the first 10 seconds, I was hyped up.
Loved it.
I was like, okay, come at me. Let's go. And now we're going to get that kind of hockey for weeks.
Uh-huh.
Let's go, man. It's going to be fun.
And I know soccer. I know the rules. I broadcasted it this fall. I know soccer now. Last time, I was in 7th grade. I was like, what does that mean? What's going on? So I can kind of get into it. I have no idea. What?
One soccer game under the belt.
One?
One
was
soccer
it good?
game. It was 3-0. But
soccer. I've learned with soccer, the end of a close soccer game, the final 10 minutes of a close soccer game is exhilarating. That's nothing else. Because soccer, it's just you have such a rare opportunity to score. If you have a tie game with the final couple minutes, it's every time they're going down the field, you have that sort of gut feeling that there could be the game-winning goal there. It's just so exciting. So I'm excited. But have you ever been to MetLife Stadium?
One time, and it sucked. Or twice.
So the way the highways
is going to be terrible. Those couple weeks.
So you're telling me we're gonna have world-class soccer players going out to the swamps of Rutherford, New Jersey to play soccer. You're driving through the swamp when you go to MetLife into this big air conditioner unit, and you're telling me world-class soccer players are going
The
to be playing.
world
First of all,
final
they're making it
will be
grass.
played there.
The finals
they-
being played at MetLife?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
I
But
know.
yes,
I
it
was
is grass.
shocked when I
It
saw
is
that.
going to be grass, but I think I saw something. They're going to change it back to turf after.
Why? Well, they
I
need
have
the
no
concert,
idea.
They need the concert revenue. That's why.
That's a good point. It's a lot easier because MedLife, I've seen them do it before. I've seen them like in between stages. They just like put the piece, like those little puzzle pieces you sometimes have on the
Yeah,
floor,
yeah,
like
yeah.
those. They just flood the ground with those, and it's so easy to do on turf. I think with soccer, obviously the risk of the ACL injuries
Right.
like that we've seen with football, you obviously can't have that happen with the World Cup. But I think it's also the ball will bounce a lot more harder and faster on turf than it would on grass. So I think that's also the other
Mm.
thing in their decision. I mean, we play my school I broadcast for. We're playing we play on turf. It's a high school soccer team compared to a World Cup soccer team, so it's definitely different. I 100% see the reason, but I guess I'm mad that they're taking it back to grass. That
I
they're
know.
taking it back to turf. Because as a
But
Jet fan,
the Bills are making theirs grass, and they're just conceding that revenue from concerts and stuff. They're saying we're good.
well, are they
It's
getting
just
a
gonna be grass.
dome?
No, it's open air.
Okay. Oof, that's gonna be
It's like,
freezing.
it's like Hard Rock, so it's like a canopy.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's not bad.
No,
Bill, I mean,
they did the same thing with the sun, though. You know how they always complain about how the Dolphins sideline is like cooler. They did the
Yes.
same thing there, so it might be colder on the other sideline in the winter.
Dolphins getting a taste of their own medicine then, it looks like, when they're gonna be
Yeah.
playing in Buffalo.
Right.
But yeah. This was a good one. We went for 2. We're about to be at 2 minutes, not 2 minutes, 2 hours.
It's been a long night.
2 hours 45 minutes here on live. I mean, we were on live for a fantastic game. Caleb Williams turned into Superman, but then he turned into Justin Fields and threw a terrible pick. But we were on live for that. Some great live reactions that I can't wait to go back and clip. We talked a lot of football. We graded some head coaches. We talked a lot of college football too. Ben and Jason getting into it over IU. Go Hoosiers, and Ben's putting up the U for Miami. We'll see how that goes tomorrow. Some Natty. We got the Natty tomorrow. I'm excited for that. And then we talked a lot of baseball. We've had some
Yeah,
great
man.
big signings. Talked a lot about the New York teams. Talked about just Dodgers, the money, cash rules, everything around me. And then we, just for like the past 15, 20 minutes, we've been freestyling. WBC, World Cup, how fun it is just to have intense sports games and all that. We've been freestyling, but I think it's time, put the cuff on it here and cap it off on a good note. A fantastic stream, though, today, Ben. Fantastic one.
It's a lot of fun, George. We got to do this again. I don't know how we got to soccer, but that was some of the best conversation of the night.
And we definitely have had a good amount of viewers. We've had some constant viewers I've been seeing. So maybe even next time we get a few more comments. And I want to experiment more with the call feature. I
know.
think that'd be pretty sick, to have a nice little conversation going.
It's fun to have them on and you get the banter,
Yeah.
The one call we had tonight was, a little off his rocker.
Yeah, definitely. Off his rocker. That's a good way to put it.
If you get a good caller, I think it could be a lot of fun.
I know we got a few good callers. I'm excited for that, but I mean, this is definitely a good stepping stone.
Yeah,
Let's launch into Strat. Maybe we can even think of a name for the show. We don't even have that, but we're gonna dive into it. I thank you everyone for watching. It was really fun tonight. We had a few we had a great comment section today. It's sky's the limit from here.
Yep.
Sky's the limit from here. Next show, we're gonna have a national championship game under our belt, ready to talk about, or probably do it, I'm guessing, before the next round, the championship games for the NFL, so we can give some previews to that, maybe any other MLB news, but whatever comes our way in the world of sports, we'll be covering it here on Swinging for the Fences. I'll thank Jason Lee, He came on a little bit, talked some football. He's a Hoosier fan. He goes to IU. His roommate Jack was in the background. Little commentary there. Shout out to them. Shout out to Ben staying on with me for the whole 245. I know they loved you, Ben. It was fantastic to have you on. And we're going to be doing it more and more. I'm excited for it. Thank you, everyone, for watching, and have a terrific night, everyone. Thank you so much, guys. Peace out.